Okay, people, the final clutch. Let's start. Chapter number 16, Theoretical Distribution. The weightage of this chapter is 4 to 5 marks. Depends on probability. If the weightage of probability is 6 marks, you will get 5 marks from this chapter. If the weightage of probability is usually 7, you will get 4 marks from this chapter. That is the weightage of this particular chapter. And you can expect 4 to 5 marks. Now, very easy. Now, I'll tell you a few things, people. What do you mean by theoretical distribution? Theoretical distribution means it is actually a probability distribution. Oh, theoretical distribution means probability distribution. Then why are we studying it separately? Yes, the reason is here we are doing projection. We are doing prediction of the future probability and all we will do with this theoretical distribution rather than our probability means what? Favorable event divided by total number of events. With the given data we are doing. Here we are doing it very theoretically. There is no given data. We are going fully mathematically and based on some hypothesis and all, we are going to do this. Now people, in this you just need to study 2 topics. Just 2 topics are there. The 2 topics are called as discrete probability distribution and continuous probability distribution. Which are the 2 topics? Discrete and continuous. And in discrete there are 2 topics, binomial and Poisson. And in continuous there is 1 topic that is called as normal. These are the topics, people, we are going to study in this chapter. Other than that, nothing is there. All the time they will ask 2 questions from here or 1 question from here or 1 question from here or 3 questions from here. Likewise, they will ask the question. Okay, all the time. If you know the basic itself, we will get the answer. So how many types, people? You should re-narrate with me. How many types are there? Probability distribution. 2 types are there. Which are the 2 types? Discrete and continuous. In discrete, there are 2 types. Binomial and Poisson. In continuous, there is only 1 type. That is called as normal distribution. Normal is also called as what? The Gaussian. Okay. Make a note of it, but not important. Now, do you remember this, people? Parameter is a character of what, people? Population, where we studied in our chapter number 13. Then, what is the character of a sample? Statistic. You remember, character of a sample is what? Statistic. Parameter is what? Characteristic of a population. Now, people, first one, we are going to talk about the first discrete probability distribution that is called as binomial distribution. So, previous year question, it is based on Bernoulli's trials. Okay, Bernoulli's trial. So, binomial distribution is based on what? Bernoulli's trial. Bernoulli's trial is nothing but it's like if you write an examination, there is, you can pass, you can fail. Okay, there is a success, there is a failure. Okay, that is the meaning. Like if you toss a coin, you might get a head, you might not get a head. Okay, if you toss a die, you might get a 1, you might not get a 1. So likewise, based on success and failure, we are talking about this entire concept. So binomial distribution is just about success and failure. There is no unsuccessful in and all, only success and failure is there. Okay. Now people, it is a discrete probability distribution we just studied. Then it is a biparametric distribution, people. Binomial distribution is biparametric. Biparametric means how many parameters are there? 2 parameters. Very, very important. Because there were questions in the previous year. Which of the following is a biparametric discrete distribution? Answer is what? Binomial. Okay, keep a note of it. So how many parameters are there, people? 2 parameters are there. And the parameters are like this. They are called as N and P. First one is number of trials. How many times you are trying. Then P is what? Probability of success in a single trial. So 2 parameters, N and P. Okay. Yes. How many? No, I'll not ask the question because how many of you have wrote the examination till now? 12th examination you have wrote, right? Till now 12th examination you also wrote, right? Results are not out, right? Wonder way. Now till now, how many of you have failed? I'm talking about school level, not about anything else. How many of you have failed in any of the examination? Oh, only I failed, huh? Okay, fine. Yes. I failed in biology one time. Yes, long back in 12th standard. Not in the final exam. Yeah. No one else failed, huh? Okay. Oh, one person. Thank you. Yes. The thing is, that time we will be trying so many exams we wrote. N is equal to 1000 and all we made. We might have wrote 100 plus examination for sure, including all the test paper, all the things. We have never failed. So probability of failing is how much? The probability of success is always equal to 1, and probability of failure, I'll just put it as Q. Probability of failure is equal to what? 0. Now, think about it. Now you guys are going for CA foundation examination. There the chances of failure is higher than chances of passing. If you don't put the effort, what will happen? The passing will go down and the failure will go up. Yeah. So one more thing I want to tell everyone, because I know that some of you are writing this examination for the first time. Now, with respect to CA foundation examination, you should always expect the what if I fail, because ICAI always reduce marks. Then QA and all, it's not a problem. If you study, you will pass no matter what. Accounts and law, you need to write always for 80, 85 plus marks. Then only you will be able to go and crack that 45 or 50 plus. But sometimes that 80, 85 marks will get converted to 80 and 85 itself based on your writings, based on the person who is correcting. So always expect, don't, sometimes some of the students, that's why I asked you, how many of you have failed till now? The reason I asked you that is, maybe CA foundation will be the first time you will fail in your entire life in an examination. That chance is always there. Don't feel like, sir, I never did this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Don't do anything like that. It's the usual thing, because out of 100 people, usually 19 or 15 pass the exam. You put more effort. If you put effort, you will pass. Effort means, sir, I studied 20 hours in the last 1 week. That's not the effort. That will not make you pass. I'm telling you, I'm writing and giving you, until and unless you put effort for minimum 2 months or minimum 1 month continuously. 1 month, minimum 15, 16 hours if you put, it is effort. That is effort. Last 2 days, I can't sleep. Yeah, you will also think that, I put that much effort and all, but in school level, I never put that much effort, then I passed there. Your mind will be working in that angle. Never trick your mind. Okay, don't feel like last putting 2 days effort is effort. That is no effort. You remember our red boy did what? Consistent effort. 8 love letters he was giving every time. That's why he married pink girl. That was the only reason. Then our green boy was there. He gave 9 love letters on the last day. What happened to him? He got rejected. Why? Last day 9 love letters, will it work? No. Consistent love letters should be given. Then only it will work. Just like that. Put consistent effort for the exam. If you want the plans, ask me. Now we were talking about number of trials. Now think about it. You are writing CA foundation examination for 7 times. Okay. Finally, you pass in the 7th attempt. 1 by 7 is the probability of success in a single trial. I am keeping it that way. Okay. Then probability of failure is what then? 6 by 7. So people, what are the parameters? Number of trials and probability of success in a single trial. N and P are the parameters of what? Binomial distribution. How many parameters are there? 2 parameters are there. Well and good. Now, next one. There is something called as probability equation. Just like we studied P of X is equal to N of A divided by N of S in our first chapter, right? First chapter in the sense probability, right? Just like that, we have a P of X formula in binomial distribution also. The formula looks like this. P of X is nothing but NCX. That means combination is involved. For example, you are writing the exam for 7 times. Only 1 time you had success. So it will be what? NC1 into probability of success in a single trial. That was how much now? 1 by 7 the whole power. How many success is there? 1 success. Into how many probability of failure was how much? 6 by 7 into how much the whole power raised to? N minus 6. N minus X is how much? 7 minus 1 is how much? 6. That's how you will find the answer in the future. Then now when we do certain questions in theoretical distribution, like, then you will be like, sir, instead of our concept in probability, we could have used this easy usage of this equation and we could have got the answer. Yes, that sort of scenario will also come up and you will get the answer within few minutes or few seconds rather than doing all the drama whatever we did in probability. Then first one, mean or expected value. I told you that time also, you will see that in the future. Expected value or mean or E of x for binomial distribution is nothing but n into p. N into p is what? What is n, people? Number of trials. Then what is p, people? Probability of success in a single trial. So mean is what? N into p. Now people, we will check your mean over here. How much is your mean, people? N into p is how much? 7 into 1 by 7, which is equal to how much? 1 is your mean over there. I hope that you understood. Okay. Now we will re-narrate the entire thing. Probability distribution. How many types are there? 2 types. What are those types? Discrete and continuous. In discrete, how many are there? 2 types. What are those? Binomial, Poisson. Then we are talking about binomial. Binomial means what? Binomial means we are talking about success and failure. Okay. Now, what is the mean of binomial? N into p. Then what are the parameters of a binomial distribution? How many parameters are there? 2 parameters. Which are those parameters? Number of trials and probability of success in a single trial. N into p. Then what is the p of x formula? P of x formula is nothing but probability of x is nothing but ncx p raised to x q raised to n minus x. So I hope that you understood till here. If you have understood till here, you might get 1 or 2 marks because usually question will be there from binomial. Then we are going for variance. Variance is what? NPQ. What is this Q? Probability of failure in a single trial. Okay, Q is probability of failure in a single trial. Then N into P into Q will give you what, people? Variance. Now I will ask the same question I asked you like 30 minutes back. What is that question? What are the parameters of binomial distribution? There are 2 parameters. Which are those parameters? N and P. Then I will ask the second question which I asked you 30 minutes back. What is the standard deviation when variance is given? Root of variance is standard deviation. So VSD is equal to root of NPQ. Yes. Well and good. With this, I'll teach you one more thing. How to represent a binomial distribution. Binomial variable. First of all, you need to read the question and understand what they have given, right? So people, I will tell you how to read this. X is a binomial variable with parameter N and P. Okay, how to read this? X is a binomial variable with parameters N and P. Now people, I'll randomly give a question. Why such that P of 16, 0.25. How will you read this? Y is a binomial variable with parameters 16, 0.25. Then tell me, what is the value of N? N is equal to 16. What is the value of P? P is equal to 0.25. Then can anyone tell me what is the value of Q? Q is nothing but failure, right? Probability of failure in a single trial. Can I say that 1 minus P? Q is nothing but 0.75. So people, think about it. There are 2 possibilities. Either you can cry or you can not cry. So probability of not crying is how much? 1 minus probability of crying. Similarly, probability of failure in a single trial can be written as what, people? 1 minus P or success in a single trial. Okay, understood? Clear off? If you know this much, I am very sure that you will get the marks out of it. Till here, any issues, please tell me. Paka? Paka, can we start off with the question? Because I want to show that if you know this much itself, you will get the answer just by using few questions. என்ன கொடுத்திருக்க இங்க? கொஞ்சம் என்ன கொடுத்திருக்க இங்க? தவை. Yeah, binomial distribution. Then what is given? Expected value of x means what? Mean. I told you. What is the formula for mean, people? N into P. NP is equal to 2. Then what else is given? Variance is given. What is the formula for variance, people? NPQ, which is equal to how much? 4 by 3. Now we need to find the value of n, people. Now we will do some substitution and go about it. What is the value of this n beta? Can I put it as 2? So 2 into q is equal to what? 4 by 3. Then q is equal to how much, people? 2 by 3. Cancelling on both sides. I got the value of q. Okay, you had max in school? Oh, good. I think then you are understanding this. Well and good. You are good with max or you hate max? Good with max. Okay, well and good. Yes. Now, how many of you hate max now? Oh, now no. If someone, how many of you hate max now? Not Akshaya. Yes. How many of you? Oh, is it? Awesome. Yes. Even if anyone say no, we will ask again. Yes. We will ask again. Yes. Q is how much? 2 by 3. Everyone got 2 by 3. Now, people, how can I find the value of P so that I can find the value of n at the end of the day? Q is given. If Q is 2 by 3, P will be how much? P is nothing but, can I write it as 1 minus Q? Probability of success is nothing but 1 minus probability of failure. So how much is it, people? That is nothing but 1 minus 2 by 3, which is equal to 1 by 3. So we have the value of P. Now put the formula. NP is equal to 2. Then n into 1 by 3 is equal to 2. So n is equal to how much, people? Cross multiply. 2 into 3 is how much? 6. And always remember, n will always be a natural number. From 0 is there? No, 0 might not be there. 1 to infinity. Anything can be n. Then x can be from what to what? 0 to anything. Okay, 0 to maximum value of x will be how much? N. Can it be more than n? Now think about it. You are writing the exam for 10 times. Can your success be more than the number of attempts? No. That number of success, x is what? Number of successes which happened. So number of success, can it be more than number of attempts? Never. It will, maximum value will be what? N itself, not more than n. Okay. Another. Which are the parameters of binomial distribution? Both n and p. What is the n? Number of trials. What is p, Krishika? Probability of success in a single trial. Okay, are you getting it, Krishika? Niniksha? Pakka? Yes. Sukrita, is it clear? Yes, Purna. Yes. Kalai. Yes, Enachi, you are very silent today. Not well, huh? Okay. What happened? Fever? Is it? Cold. Okay. Fine. என்ன கொடுத்திருக்கேன் இங்க? சொல்லுங்க. They have given the P of x values. Okay. What is the formula for P of x, people? For binomial distribution? NCx into P raised to x into Q raised to n minus x. That was the formula. Now tell me, what is the value of n? Can anyone tell me the value of n? N is equal to 6 because it is given that binomial distribution with parameters 6, p. We need to find the value of p is the question. Now people, how will you write this p of x is equal to 2? Can I write it as 6c2 into p raised to 2 into q raised to 6 minus 2? Is it correct? Yeah, look over here and tell me whether it is correct or not. If anyone cannot understand, tell me, ask me right away. We know that n is equal to what? 6, correct? Yes, n is equal to 6. Then x is equal to how much over here? How many successes are there, people? 2 successes are there. So you will put x is equal to 2. Then do you have the p value? No. P raised to 2 into q raised to n minus q raised to n is 6 minus 2. X is 2. So you can write it like this. Anyone, any other opinion? Tell me right away. Is it clear? Pakka? Pakka, Ayush, is it clear? Yes. Sudarshan, is it clear? Yes, Burnish. Which is equal to, online everyone is done with that? Baudarani, Pravalika, Saumya. Which is equal to 9 into, tell me, how can I write p of x is equal to 4? Can I write it as 6c4 p raised to 4 into q raised to kya? Q raised to 6 minus 4. Now if you want to write one more step, 6c2 into p raised to 2 into q raised to 4 into, q raised to 4 is equal to 9 into. People, do you remember 6C4, can I write it as 6C2? NCR is equal to NCR minus N minus R. We studied in our 5th standard, no, not in 5th standard, 5th chapter we have studied, and in school also we have studied. NCR is equal to what? NC N minus R. So 6C4 can be written as what, people? 6C2 into P raised to 4 into Q raised to what? 2. Now people, what all things are getting cancelled? 6C2 got cancelled. Then P square and P raised to 4 got cancelled. What will remain? P square will remain. Q square and Q raised to 4 will get cancelled. What will remain? Q square will remain. Then can I write it as Q square divided by P square is equal to 9. Okay, I am done with it. Then if you want to option hit right away, you can do that. How can I option hit? Can I write it instead of Q? Can I write it as 1 minus P the whole square divided by P square is equal to how much? 9. Option hit, get me the answer. Option hit. RHS is how much, people? RHS is equal to 9. Now accordingly tell me which option are you going with? 1 by 3, yeah? Try 1 by 3 whether you are getting the answer or not. I doubt. Get me the answer. No? Option B is wrong, right? Yeah. Another option is what? Option A is wrong, huh? Only possibility is 10 by 13. I'll tell you why. 13 minus 10 is how much? 3. So 3 square is only possible over there. Even 1 by 4 is a possibility. Why? 4 minus 1 is how much? 3. So either C or D will be your answer. One of it. Which option? Tellingo. Sorry, Solingo. Please tell. Yes. Come on, Ranidhi, Dinesh. Yes. Get me the answer. Just option hit. Don't do anything else. Yes, Ayush, which option? I got the answer. Why are you not getting the answer? Oh, tell me. Not coming, huh?
Option D, sir.
Option D. 1 by 4. We will check with 1 by 4. Everyone take your calculator. You will write it as what, people? 1 minus 1 by 4 the whole square divided by 1 by 4 is how much? The 0.25 the whole square, which is equal to how much? Everyone do it in your calculator. So 1 minus 0.25 the whole square is how much, people? 0 point something you got. Divide by 0.25, divide by 0.25. How much are you getting? Are you getting it as 9? How to do it? You will type it as 1 minus 0.25. Then you will click what? Into equal to. Then divide with 0.25. But how many times you will click equal to? 2 times. Why? Because the square is there. How much are you getting? Are you getting it as 9? Yes, which is equal to 9. Which is equal to your RHS. So which option is giving you the answer? Option D is giving you the answer. Understood the method? Now, if you don't get option E, if you don't get option B and your answer of option C is also wrong, then you can go directly and mark the answer option D without even doing it. Keep it in your mind. Okay. Now, still if you are wrong, after trying everything, if you are wrong, that means some kind of calculation error would have happened with you. But inside exam hall, there is no time to check things and all. You know, right? There is no time to check. Keep it in your mind. We don't have time to check. First of all, they are asking us to find what? Variance. Variance eppadi kandupidikka pora? How to find variance? Variance formula is what, people? NPQ. Correct. Variance is nothing but NPQ. We have the value of N. We have the value of P. Then what is the value of Q, people? Q is nothing but what? 1 minus P, which is equal to 1 minus 1 by 3, which is equal to how much? 2 by 3. So that is the value of Q. Then get me the value of variance. Variance is how much, people? N is 9 into 1 by 3 into 2 by 3. How much is the answer, people? 9 into 2 divided by 3 divided by 3. How much is it, people? 1.9999. Answer is what? Option C. 2 is your answer. Anyone who did not get, tell me right away. Sindhu, you got this? Yes, Akshaya, you got this? Yeah. Now I will re-narrate everything. How many parameters are there for binomial? 2 parameters. Who are those parameters? N and P. What is the N? Number of trials. What is P? Number probability of success in a single trial. Is Q a parameter? No, Q is not a parameter. Keep it in your mind. A question can be there. Q a parameter? Q is not a parameter. It is just the probability of failure in a single trial. We can write it in terms of a parameter. Like I can write it as what? 1 minus P. Okay. Next one. என்ன கொடுத்திருக்கு இங்க? Parameters are N and P. Then mean is given. Mean is evaluable. NP is how much people? 6. Variance is how much people? NPQ is equal to kya? 2. Correct? Then people, can you find the value of P? Very easy. Yeah, some people already got the answer, I guess. Instead of NP, you will put what? 6. So 6 into Q is equal to 2. Q is equal to how much then? 2 by 6. Q is equal to 2 by 6. Then P will be equal to how much people? 1 minus Q, which is nothing but 1 minus 2 by 6, which is equal to 4 by 6. So in decimal, 4 by 6 is how much people? Answer is 0.6666 you will get. So that is nothing but 2 by 3. Which option is the answer, people? 2 by 3. Option E is your answer. But don't go for taking the common factor and cancelling and all. Don't do that. Just use your calculator. Accordingly get the answer. Okay. I hope that everyone understood. So I'm telling you, whatever question paper you take, there will be a question just similar to this. One or the other way. Okay. So that's why the workbook solving is important for each and every one of you. Solve it multiple times. You will get used to the exam pattern. Okay. Then what is given? In a binomial distribution, mean is k times the variance. What do you mean by that? Yeah. Mean is equal to whatever is, whenever I say, when I read is, I will write it as equal to. I told you in chapter number 2. K times means what? K into. Correct? Yeah. K more than means what? We will add k plus. Okay. K into what? Variance. Correct? Now, what is mean? NP. What is K? K into K itself. Then variance is how much? NPQ. Now, what all things are getting cancelled off? NN got cancelled. PP got cancelled. What is remaining? 1 is equal to K into Q. Now, look here. Is there any option containing Q? No. We need to convert in terms of P. So, K is equal to 1 divided by Q. But is there any Q? No Q. We will convert it in terms of what? P. 1 divided by 1 minus P. Which option is the answer, people? Option D. Direct option, direct answer, just basics. Just basic. If you know this, you are getting. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, you are getting the answer no matter what. Now, I think on 18th, a model mock test paper will be out. Day after tomorrow for QA, a mock test paper will be out by. For the May attempt, there will be a mock test paper. I want each and every one of you to solve it. Anyway, I'll discuss the question with you. I'll come live and I'll discuss in 22nd or 21st. I'll discuss with you in the evening time somehow. 1:30 or 2 o'clock I'll discuss also. But I want everyone to do it. Each and everyone to do it. Because I want especially some chapter. Whichever you feel like it's an easy chapter, go and do those questions. And check whether you are able to get the answer. Okay. So use the time. Study it. Never skip any chapter. Except chapter 8 if required. Other than that, never skip any chapter. But even chapter 8 also, I told you, whatever I told you in the first one half is required. If you know that, you will get the answer no matter what. All the 4 questions can be solved. Okay. Next one, people. What is the answer? Mean of a binomial distribution is 20. Standard deviation is 4. Then, option hit. Get me the answer. Mean means 20 means what? NP is equal to 20. Then standard deviation means what? Root of NPQ is equal to how much? 4. Now option hit. Everyone option hit and get me the answer. NP. That is 100 into 4 by 5. 100 into 1 by 5. Which is equal to how much, people? 100 into 1 by 5 is equal to how much? That is equal to 20, which is equal to our required RHS. Correct? That means option A we are trying. Then we need to find this one also, right? What is it? NPQ we need to find. Root of 100 into 1 by 5 into 4 by 5. Everyone take your calculator and get me the answer. 100 into 4 divide by 5 equal to how many times? 2 times. Then click what? Root. How much are you getting? Root 16 is how much? 4. Are you getting? Everyone is getting 4, right? So answer is 4, which is our required RHS. So which option is our correct answer? Option A. Got it. Fine. Understood the basics? Yes. What do you guys think? I want an answer from your side. What do you guys think? Which will be greater? Which will be smaller? Now people, what is the formula for mean? Mean is equal to NP. Then variance is how much? Variance is nothing but N into P into Q. Okay. Now people, take your calculator. I am randomly telling a value, some random value. Can anyone tell me an N value? Yes. 2, 3. Okay, 23. N value is 23. N is equal to 23. Can anyone tell me the P value?
45.
I was expecting that answer. Why 45? Can it be 45? Can probability be more than 1? No. It can only be in decimals. Let it be 0.45. Okay. Got the point? Yes. I was expecting that. Anyway, I got it. Then Q is how much? Q is nothing but 1 minus P. Let it be how much? 0.55. Now people, first of all, whenever I am finding mean, I am multiplying these two. I'll get some value. If I multiply that value with another decimal, will I get a bigger value or a smaller value? I'll get a smaller value because I am multiplying with another decimal value. Okay. So which will be bigger, which will be smaller? Mean will always be greater than what people? Variance. Remember that. Why? Because if I multiply something with a decimal value, what will happen to it? It will obviously become a smaller value. Okay. Keep it in your minds. Okay. Yes. Very good question. Conceptual question. High chance of repetition. Okay. All the conceptual questions have repetition value. I'm telling you, one or the other attempt, they will repeat it here and there. Okay. This will study in some time. Mode, we need some more time. Now, in the question bar, 6 coins are tossed simultaneously. How many coins are tossed? 6 are tossed. Probability of getting exactly 2 heads. Can anyone tell me number of trials? Number of trials. I am not asking about sample space. How many coins are tossed? 6 coins are tossed. Okay. So whatever we did with respect to head and tail or coin testing can be solved with this concept easily. Okay. So number of coins tossed, this number of trial is how much? 6. Now what are they asking? 2 head. Exactly 2 head. That means how many success should be there? 2 success should be there. So x is equal to how much? 2. Then my question, what is the probability of getting a head in a single trial? 1 by 2. What is the failure of getting a head in a single trial? 1 by 2. So we have the P value, we have the Q value. Do you understand why did I take it as 1 by 2? When I toss a coin for one time, it can be a head or it can be a tail. So what is the probability of getting a head in a single trial? 1 by 2. What is the probability of not getting a head in a single trial? That is also 1 by 2. So we have N, we have X, we have P, we have everything. Now we need to find what people probability of X is equal to 2 is nothing but NC2 P raised to 2 Q raised to N minus 2, which is equal to how much? 6C2 into P is how much? Can I write it as 0.5 square into 0.5 the whole raised to 6 minus 2 is how much people? 4. Get me the answer. 6C2 is how much? 6 into 5 divided by 2, which is how much people? 15. So 15 into, can I write it as 0.5 the whole power 6? Take your calculator, get me the value in decimals. How much is it? In calculator, how will you find? 0.5 into equal to how many times? 5 times. Then multiplied with what? 15. How much are you getting? 0.23443. Now tell me which option is giving you that answer. See, 15 by 64 is how much? Take your calculator. 2364, so 343. Yes. So understood the method. So this method can be used for what? All our questions. We'll get the same answer. Okay. Keep it in your mind. If required, use it. Otherwise, don't use it. Okay. Now the next one. X is a binomial variable with parameters n and p. What are the possible values of x? What are the possible values of x? X can take any values from 0 to n inclusive of both. Any whole number between 0 and n, both inclusive. Okay. Any whole number. 0 is there. That means no success. 0 is 1. Sorry, n is x is equal to 1. That means how many success? 1 success. X is equal to 1.5. People, is there any 1.5 success and all? Sir, I got the aggregate, I didn't pass. Aggregate is what? Getting more 40 in all the subjects. Did you pass? No. Can I say that 0.5 you passed? No. If you achieve 240 in all the subjects only, you will pass. Then only it is considered as what? 1. Otherwise it will be what? Fail itself, 0 itself. The success is not there. We will keep it that way itself. Okay. Any whole number between what and what? 0 and n. Both are what? Included. Okay. Next question. Try it and get me the answer. The timer starts now. Read and write whatever is given. Variance is equal to what? Mean square. That means NPQ is equal to what, people? NP the whole square. N square, P square you can write accordingly. Get it. Option hit at the end of the day. Okay, we will check. Variance is equal to mean. What do you mean by variance is equal to mean? NPQ is equal to NP the whole square. So that this I can write it as what? NP into 1 minus P is equal to what? N square, P square. N is cancelled, N is cancelled. P is cancelled, one of the P is cancelled. So what is remaining? 1 minus P is equal to what, people? N into P. Okay. Now we need to check whichever is giving LHS and RHS equal. Try option E. Okay. Try option A means try option A. N is equal to how much in option A? 1. P is equal to how much? 1 by 2. Now check the LHS. LHS is nothing but 1 minus P, which is equal to 1 minus 1 by 2, which is equal to how much, people? 1 by 2. RHS is how much? RHS is nothing but N into P. N into P is nothing but 1 into 1 by 2, which is equal to how much? 1 by 2. So LHS is equal to RHS in which option? In option E. Okay. Directly you got the answer. Understood? Yes. Very easy to get the answer if you know the basic formula. Right answer, Pravaliga. Rest of you, then Saumya, Baudarni, everyone, are you doing it along with me? Enna koduthirukeenga? A coin with the probability of head is tossed. A probability 1 by 5 is tossed how many times, da? 100 times. So n is how much then? N is equal to 100. That means number of trials is how much? 100. Then probability of success in a single trial is as per the question is how much? 1 by 5. Okay, probability of success in a single trial is 1 by 5. Then people, Q is how much? 1 minus P, which is 1 minus 1 by 5, which is equal to how much, people? 4 by 5. The question is what? Standard deviation. That means root of NPQ. How much is it? Root of 100 into 1 by 5 into 4 by 5. How much is the answer, people? Option C. Right answer. Good. Good, good, good. Yes. Vishwasri, you are getting it right? Yes. Well and good. Priyadarshini, Purinjida, Mr. Kirchaja. Good. Yes. then சொல்லுங்க. So expected number of heads in our, do you remember when we studied our just now in random variable, when we started today, there we were using a formula called as sigma x into p of x to find the answer. But now we know that expected number of x is nothing but what? Mean. What is mean? The n into p. 4 unbiased coins are tossed, right? That means n is equal to how much? 4. Then p is equal to how much? Getting a head in a single trial is how much? 1 by 2. So answer will be what? 4 into 1 by 2, which is equal to, you remember with three coins we tried there. You also try here with 3 coins. We got the answer 1.5 over there. Here also you will get 1.5 within 10 seconds. N is how much? 3. Probability of success in a single trial is how much? 1 by 2. So 3 into 1 by 2 is how much? 1.5. Same answer you will get, but you will not be doing that many steps in calculator. So that's how it is going to help you out. Okay. Yes. Next question is over here. It's a good question. Everyone, I'll teach you a concept along with this. You guys try. Whatever you understand, you write. Then use our concept of at least and all. Accordingly find it. Whenever at least is there, how did we do it in probability? 1 minus p of none. 0. X is equal to 0. Okay, that way we can do. Accordingly, try to do it, people. The timer starts now. 1 more second. I'll give you 1.5 minutes. Everyone try for 1.5 minutes. Then we have two more concepts from this. Once that is done, binomial is done. Then Poisson is much easier. Then finally we have normal. Chapter is over. One of the easiest chapters. Padingo. Sorry. Kudingo. Okay. Option, we will check. Correct. Think so, that's the answer, but we will check. Okay. If the overall percentage of success in an examination is 70%, then can anyone tell me what will be the value of P? 0.7. Then can anyone tell me what is the value of Q? 1 minus P, which is equal to 0.3. So we have what do we have? We have P, we have Q. Then what is the probability that out of 5 students, that means how many are writing the exam? 5. So n will be how much? Total number of people trying, or total number of trials is how much? 5. N is 5. And the question is what? At least one pass the exam. At least one pass the exam means how will you write at least, people? At least means one or more. That means P of x is greater than or equal to 1. Correct? That is the way. Either you can write it as which is equal to P of 1 plus P of 2 plus P of 3 plus P of 4 plus P of 5. If P of 6 is there, no, only 5 people are there. So you can write it like this. Or you will use the method which we used in our last chapter, probability. That is nothing but 1 minus P of x less than 1. Opposite of greater than or equal to 1 is how much? Less than 1. Now everyone, 1 minus. What are the possible values of x less than 1? 0. Only one value is there. P of x is equal to 0 is only present. Accordingly put that. Is there negative number there for x? No. Can our success be negative? No. It cannot be negative. X is always what? A whole number from 0 to n. Keep it in your mind. Now apply the formula. What is the formula for P of x? P of x is nothing but NCx, then P raised to x, then Q raised to n minus x. It will be what? 1 minus. N is how much? 5C0 into P raised to what? P raised to 0 into Q raised to n minus 0 is how much? N minus 0 is 5, not 6, 5. Now, which is equal to 1 minus 5C0 is how much, people? 1 into P raised to 0. Any number raised to 0 is what? 1. Q is how much? Q is 0.3, the whole power 5. Get me the answer. 0. Then 1 minus. 1 minus should be there. Tell me the answer. After that, final answer I want. 0.99757. So how to do that in calculator? First you will type 0.3 on your calculator. Then you will click into sign. Then how many times equal to? 4 times you will click equal to. Then click which button? Plus or minus button, because the sign in front of that is what? Negative. Then click what? Plus 1. Okay. Yes, you will get this much. You know this calculator trick? Pravina, do you know? No, right? Eventually when you get to know, it will be much faster for you. Okay. Yes. Purinjeda? If so, we will go for another question. In the question parak. Timer starts now. I'll give you 1.5 minutes for this question also. Because these type of questions are the one, if they ask, okay, worst case they will ask. Other than that, all the time the questions will be direct. Try whether you are getting or not. Last question you understood, Surda? No. What happened? Tell me.
P of greater than or equal.
What is the question? It is like, it is at least one, right? At least one of the person pass. That means how many success should be there? One or more success should be there. So can I say that success value is greater than or equal to 1? So P of x is greater than or equal to 1. So I told you as like this, I can write it as P of 1 plus P of 2 plus P of 3 plus P of 4 plus etc. I can write. Or I can write it always like this. What is the opposite of greater than or equal to? It is less than or equal to. So I can write it as 1 minus P of x less than 1, not equal to. Whenever equal to is there, opposite is what? We should erase off that equal to. Then opposite of greater than sign is what? Less than sign. Okay, that's how we are writing it. Now one more question I will ask everyone. People, if it is like P of x greater than 5, how can I write it other way? P1 minus P of x less than or equal to 5. Why we put equal to? Because equal to is not present over here. Okay. Then what if it is like this? P of x is greater than or equal to 4. How will you write it? 1 minus P of x is less than 4. Okay. What are the possible values of x less than 4? 0 is there, 1 is there, 2 is there, 3 is there. Is 4 included? No. Because equal to sign is not there. Understood, Sugrita? Is it clear? Yes, well and good. And the sambhavam ஞாபகத்தில் வச்சு இந்த question try பண்ணுங்க. Race try பண்ணுங்க. Option B, correct answer. Good. Yes, what did they ask? 4 or more means 4 is there, 5 is there, 6 is there. Only 3 people are there. Then if the question was like 1000 people are there, then 4 or more means will you sit and count 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, no. Then we will go with the other way. 1 minus P of x less than or equal to 4. We will go that time. Okay. Yes. Here it is a direct question if you ask me. 4 or more means 4 is there, 5 is there, 6 is there. If you go like 1 minus P of x less than 4 means 0 is there, 1 is there, 2 is there, 3 is there. That means 4 type of probability will be there. Here you can go it directly. Okay. Please try. Try. The incidence of skin diseases in a chemical plant occurs in such a way that its workers have a 20% chance of suffering from it. So what is the success? Don't say like, oh sir, getting a disease is a success or not. Don't think that. Here it is the success. As per the question, success is what? Getting a disease. Can anyone tell me what is the probability, p value? Probability of success is how much? 20% means 0.2. Q will be how much? 0.8. Okay. Then what is the probability that 6 workers out of 6 workers, okay, you need to fill that, out of 6 workers, that means n is equal to how much? Totally 6 people are there. Out of 6 workers, 4 or more will have skin disease. That means we are talking about success itself. Success is what? 0.2. That means p of x is greater than or equal to 4. Okay. Now, p of x is greater than or equal to 4. You can write it as what? P of x is equal to 4 is there, plus p of x is equal to 5 is there, plus p of x is equal to 6 is there. Can I write p of x is equal to 7? No. Why not? Because only 6 people are there. That is the meaning. Are you getting my point? Yes. Now use the probability equation. What is the probability equation? NCX p raised to x q raised to n minus x. First probability. Can I write it as 6c4? Then p is how much now? 0.2 raised to how much? Into 0.2 raised to 4. Then into 0.8 raised to 2 plus 6c5 into 0.2 raised to 5 into q raised to n minus this is how much now? Q raised to 1. That is 0.8 raised to 1. Then the final one 6c6 into 0.2 raised to 6. Then q is how much over here, people? Q is nothing but 0.8 raised to 0. Raised to 0 is how much? 1. Now tell me, 6c4 people. 6c4 is nothing but what? 6c2. Correct? 6c4 is how much? 6c2. So 6c2 can be written as 6 into 5 divided by 2. How much is it? 6 into 5 divided by 2 is 15. So 15 into 0.2 raised to 4 into 0.8 raised to 2 plus 6c5 is how much, people? 6c1. 6c1 is how much? 6. Into what, people? 0.2 raised to 5 into 0.8 plus 6c6 is how much? 6c6 is how much? 1 now? Yes, which is 1 into 0.2 raised to 6. Now use calculator. Get me the answer. How to use calculator? Everyone tell me. Enna panna pora? Eppadi panna pora? Yes, Dinesh. Memory calculation. Yes. Please do it for me. So how to find this value first? First, always find what did I teach you on the first day of the class? What did we do? First day we did, I told you when the power is more, we will start with that. What is the highest power? 0.2 into equal to how many times? 3 times. Multiplied with 0.8, multiplied with 0.8, multiplied with 15. Then click M plus. Why didn't I type 0.8 into equal to and all? I didn't type because then this value will get multiplied. I told you in GP. That time I had shown you. Click M plus. Then are you having calculator now? No. So it's fine. Okay, fine. Then 0.2 into equal to how many times, people? 4 times. Then multiplied with 0.8, multiplied with 6, then click M plus. Then final value is how much, people? 0.2 into equal to how many times? 5 times. Then click what? M plus. Then finally click what? MRC. How much is the answer you are getting, people? 0.0169. Which option? B is the answer. Okay. So that's how you will predict or project using what? Our binomial distribution. So I hope that each and everyone understood the basic concepts of binomial distribution. Is it clear for all of you? Now, what is n? N. Okay. Number of trials. Then what is this P? Probability of success in a single trial. What is the Q? Probability of failure in a single trial. Now we are going to discuss some more concepts from this topic that is mentioned over here. Mode. We found the mean. Now we need to find mode also here. Median is not there. Only mode is there. Okay. So in order to find mode, there is a formula for us. Everyone listen carefully, because if you just know the formula, you will get a negative mark. Okay? Just knowing formula, I'll get a negative marking. Huh? Yes, I said it correctly. Just knowing formula, you will get a negative marking. I'll just show you why. There is a formula for mode. N plus 1 into P. This is the formula for mode. Can anyone tell me an N value? 10. Good. Can anyone tell me a P value? 0.35. Okay. This is N. This is P. Now we will use the formula N plus 1 into P. How much is it? 10 plus 1 into 0.35. How much is it, people? 11 into 0.35 is how much? 3.85. Everyone will be like, sir, I got the mode. The mode is 3.85, but answer is 3. We will ignore the decimal value. So whenever a decimal value is there, whenever we are finding N plus 1 into P, you are getting like 3.85, 4.75, 4.95, 4.62, 4 decimal values. That means you will only write what? The integer part. So the answer is what, people? 3. Understood the concept? Whenever it is decimal, I still remember, I think it was in Jan 25 attempt. I was solving the question in the live, YouTube live, we will solve the question paper, right? That day I was doing the discussion like that. One student came on like, sir, answer is 4.5. You are telling the answer wrong. Yeah. It was very difficult because the live went, usually the live will get over in 1 hour 40 minutes and all whenever we are solving question paper, because we will get the answer faster. But the thing is, that live went for 2 hours plus, because 10 hours I spent in order to tell him that, sorry, 10 minutes I spent in order to tell him that this is the concept behind finding the mode. Literally it happened. Now the edited version of the live is still there in YouTube, it is still there, but that part is not there because 10 minutes, literally 10 minutes extra was there, just telling him that if decimal is involved, we will only take the integer part. So why? Why? Any reason for why? Because the reason is, people think about it. We are talking about trials, right? Here we are talking about what? Trials. Did I tell any trial in decimal manner? Is there any decimal trials? Is there any decimal success? Can I say any success in trial decimal value? No. I can always say success in either an integer value, not an integer value, or a whole number, or what? In a natural number. So that's why we are rounding off to the integer part over here. I hope that everyone understood that. Okay. Yes, what? No. We will not go for the bigger value always. I'll show you few things. That time you will get to know better. Now, what if the question is like 2.75 you got? N plus 1 into P is 2.75. 2. What if it is 2.35? What if it is 2.35? 2. What if it is 4.25? 4. What if it is 5.65? 5. Better? Well and good? Awesome. 3.999999999 means what? We will round off to 4. Okay, but I'll teach you that in a few minutes. But don't say that, sir, 4.01 is... Okay, we'll talk about that in some time. Next one. Some people will mug up the formula and go for the examination. They will get a negative mark also because of that. Now, have a look at this. Mode of a binomial distribution for which the mean is 4, variance is 3 is equal to kya? Not a direct question. Mean is given. NP is given. How much is NP da? 4. Then NPQ is given. How much is NPQ as per the question? 3. Then instead of NP, you will put what, people? 4 over there. That means 4 into Q is equal to 3. Q is equal to 3 by 4. Then P is equal to how much? 1 minus Q. That is 1 minus 3 by 4, which is equal to 1 by 4. We got the value of P. Now my question is, how can I find the value of N? NP is equal to 4. That means N into, instead of P, we will put 1 by 4, which is equal to 4. Cross multiply. N is equal to how much, people? 16. We got it as N is equal to how much? 16. Correct? Huh? Everyone got it as 16. So my next question to each and every one of you. How to find the mode? Mode is what? Mode is nothing but, what is the formula we are going to use? N plus 1 into P. That is nothing but 16 plus 1 into what? 1 by 4, which is equal to 17 by 4. Answer is how much? 4.25. Then what is the mode? 4 is the mode. Don't say 4 and 5. Okay, answer is what? Now look here, that 4.25 is also there in the option. At that moment, you will be, oh, 4.25. Negative mark. You are getting that 0.25 along with you. Minus 0.25. Yes, that will happen. Okay, remember this concept. This concept is very important. The same pattern or the same point of view we will study in the next topic, Poisson also. In the same manner. There also the concept is like that, but the formula is a little different. Okay, yes. Look here. Get me that. Yes, Libika, you are online today. What happened? Another. 15 plus 1 is 16. 16 by 3 is 5 point something. 33333. Answer is how much then? 5. So what is the mode? How to find the mode? Mode is nothing but n plus 1 into p, which is nothing but 15 plus 1 is 16 into 1 by 3, which is equal to 5.33333. So what is the mode, people? 5 is the mode. Clear Ayirka? Everyone, is it clear? 5 is the mode. The final question over here. The mode when n is equal to 15, p is equal to 1 by 4, the binomial distribution. Yes, n plus 1 into p is equal to 15 plus 1 into 1 by 4, that is equal to 16 by 4, which is equal to 4. So mode is mode or mods. Mods is equal to 4 comma. Oh, 1 second, I just tell something incorrectly. What was the thing? That number and the previous number, not the next number. Very sorry for you. Yes, that number and the previous number. Just keep a note of that. Why did that happen? Very sorry for that. Yes, mode is what? That number and the previous number, not the next number. Okay, keep it in your mind. Yes. So mode is whenever it is decimal. Decimal is what? We will take the integer part. Whichever is the integer part, we will go for it. Then when the mode is like a whole number, we are getting it as 5. Then the modes will be what? 5 and the previous number. I don't know what happened. Yes, very sorry for that. 5 and 4 are the modes. Accordingly, please make the changes accordingly. Okay, make a note wherever you made a note of that mode. Please make the changes accordingly. Yes, where did we write that? Yes, 4 and 3. That number and the previous number. Yes, fine. So when I say 100, it will be what? 100 and 99. Okay, that number and the previous number. Well and good. But the same concept will be there for Poisson distribution also. For example, if you get mode there as 20, modes will be what? 20 comma 90. If you are getting 20.5, modes will be what? 20. Only one mode will be there. 20 will be the mode. Well and good. Now we studied what all things. Mean we studied. What was the formula for mean? NP. What is the formula for variance? NPQ. Now what is the formula for finding mode? N plus 1 into P. Now, if it is a decimal value, for example, 6.7, what is the mode? 6 is the mode. What if it is like 10 is the mode? 10, n plus 1 into p is 10. That means 10, 9. Okay, that number and the previous number. Keep a note of that. Next question for everyone. Binomial distribution is based on dash. Whose experiments? Bernoulli's trials. Okay, keep a note of that. Then, what is the formula for standard deviation? Root of NPQ. Then what is the probability equation? Probability formula. NCX into P raised to X, Q raised to N minus X. What is X? Number of success in a number of success. What is P? Probability of success in a single trial. What is Q? Probability of failure in a single trial. Well and good, people. I hope that everyone is done with this. If you know this much, you are sure getting the marks. Now we have some few more concept, just a concept thing. You can keep a note of the concept. Make a note of it, people. Variance is maximum when P and Q are equal to 0.5, 0.5. So that means whenever success and failure are equal, the variance is maximum. Keep a note of it. Mean is always greater than variance. We know that why? Because if I multiply something with another decimal value, it will again become what? A smaller number. That's why we are telling mean is greater than variance. Okay? Yes. Now my question, is it bimodal or unimodal? It can be unimodal, it can be bimodal. Two modes can be there. Whenever we are getting the n plus 1 into p value, we said, for example, it is 4. Then two modes are there. If it is 4.5, then there is only one mode. Okay. So two modes, bimodal is there. Binomial is bimodal as well as biparametric. Keep it in your mind. Now, make a note of it. Symmetry and skewness. Do you remember our skewness? Yeah. What was skewness? We studied in chapter number 14. Skewness means asymmetry or not symmetrical. Okay, asymmetry or not symmetrical. Not symmetric. That means it will not be symmetrical. What do you mean by symmetrical, people? If I cut it into two parts, both the parts are equal, it is called as symmetrical. If I cut it into two parts, if both the parts are not equal, we will say that what? It is not symmetrical. Now think about it. We are having a circle. Circle, if I cut it into two parts, both the sides are equal, then they are symmetrical. Where did we use? In chapter number 17. In scatter diagram. Do you remember when the graph is like a circle, we say that there is no correlation because it is a symmetrical graph. Okay. Now, make a note. P and Q are 0.5, then the distribution is symmetrical. So when is a binomial distribution symmetrical? When P and Q both are equal to 0.5. Then it is positively skewed or skewed to the right. Right skewed. Right asymmetry. Okay. When P is less than 0.5. When P is greater than 0.5, what is called as? It is negatively skewed or skewed to the left. What do you mean by skewed to the left? The asymmetry will be towards the left side. Then skewed to the right means asymmetry will be towards the right side. Because of that push, we are getting an asymmetry. Okay. Then additive property of binomial distribution. Additive property is very easy. How will you read it? Can anyone read it for me? X is a binomial variable with parameters n1, p. Then how will you read this? Y is a binomial variable with parameters n2, p. Then people, x plus y is a binomial variable with parameters n1 plus n2, p. Keep a note of this additive property. Sometimes they can ask the question. And only condition is what? The p value should be same. If p value is same only, we can do this. Otherwise, we can't do this. Okay. Keep a note of it. Very, very important. The probability of success should be same for both the cases. Otherwise, we can't use additive property. Done. So that's your binomial distribution. I think we have two more questions. Then the chapter will be, the topic will be done. This and all we will discuss towards the end. Okay. Last case we will be discussing. Not now. No, this one we didn't do. We will do now. Before that, I'll just take a question based on this. Can anyone tell me? Probability of success in a binomial is less than 0.5. 1/2 means 0.5. P is less than 0.5 means what? It is skewed to the positively skewed or negatively skewed? Positively. That means it is skewed to the right. Okay. Keep a note of it. Good. Next question. This one we will do it at the end because the concept is there. In the last page, we are comparing everything. Now look here, people. Mean and variance of a binomial distribution are 4 and 4/3 respectively. Then the probability of x is greater than or equal to 1 is how much? People, they are giving p of x greater than or equal to 1. Whenever it is given as p of x greater than or equal to 1, I will write it as what? 1 minus p of x less than 1. So I can write it as 1 minus p of x is equal to 0. Less than 1 means only one person is there. That is 0. Now people, do you have the p value, n value, x value and all? Do you have? We need to check. Mean is how much? Mean is 4. NP is equal to 4. Then people, what is variance? NPQ is equal to 4 by 3. Here, from here we will find the value of P, we will find the value of Q, we will find the value of N, then we will do the question. Now, put NP over here. 4 into Q is equal to 4 by 3. That means Q is how much, people? 1 by 3. From this, Q is 1 by 3 means P is how much? 1 minus Q, which is 1 minus 1 by 3, which is equal to 2 by 3. Then we have NP is equal to 4. That means N into 2 by 3 is equal to 4. N is equal to how much, people? Then 12 by 2 is how much? 12 by 2 is 6. So we have N, we have P, we have Q. Now we will use the formula. What is the formula for P of x dot? NCx, P raised to x, Q raised to N minus x, which is equal to 1 minus N is how much? 6, C0 into P is how much? P is how much over here, people? 2 by 3, P is 2 by 3 raised to how many success? 0 success into 1 by 3 raised to how many success? Sorry, how many failures? That is 6 failures. N minus x is how much? 6 minus 0 is how much? 6 itself, which is equal to 1 minus everything else becomes 1. So what is remaining? 1 by 3 raised to 6. Take your calculator, get me the answer in decimal or whatever way you want to find it. You can get me the answer. Please get me the answer. How much is it? Yes, 728 divided by 729. Yes, correct. Option A is the answer. Try. So 3 raised to 6 is how much? That is nothing but 1 divided by 729. So if you take the LCM, it will become 729 minus 1 divided by 729. So answer will be how much? 728 divided by 729. Which option is the answer? Option E is the answer. If you want to find in decimal, you can find in decimal. Completely your choice. Okay, completely your choice. If you are, whatever is popping to your mind at that moment, do that. But what I recommend is always do the decimal way and option hit, because you will never go wrong. LCM, there is high chance that you will go wrong. Okay. Purinjida, can we go for the final question? Yes. Inga paranga. In a binomial distribution with 5 independent trials, that means n is how much? 5 trials are there. N is equal to 5. Then probability of 2 and 3 successes are given. That means P of x is equal to 2 is given. How much da? P of x is equal to 2 is how much? 0.4362 is given. Then what else is given, people? P of x is equal to 3 success is how much as per the question? 0.2181. So 2 things are given. Then they are asking us to find the parameter P or probability of success in a what? In a single trial. Now people, what is the formula for this? Can I write it as 5C2 into then P raised to what? 2 into Q raised to what? 5 minus 3 is how much? 5 minus 2 is how much? 3, which is equal to 0.4362. Then how will I write the second one? Can anyone write it for me? 5C3 into what? P raised to 3 into Q raised to how much? 5 minus 3 is how much, people? 2. Correct. Which is equal to 0.2181. Equation 1 is there. Equation 2 is there. We are going to use our fourth or fifth standard method. So what is that? Equation 2 divided by equation 1 or equation 1 divided by equation 2. Your choice. Whatever you want to do, you do it. Equation 1 divided by equation what? Equation 2 I am going to do. We will see whether we are getting the answer or not. That means LHS is how much now? 5C2 then P square Q cube divided by 5C3 P cube Q square, which is equal to how much? 0.4362 divided by 0.2181. Now people, 0.4362 divided by 0.2181 is how much? 2. RHS is how much? 2, which is equal to 2. Then LHS is how much? People, 5C2 and 5C3, are they equal? NCR is equal to NC n minus R. That means these both are equal. Cancel off. Then P cube and P square got cancelled. P is remain. Q square and Q cube got cancelled. Q will remain. So Q divided by P is equal to how much, people? that is equal to 2. Now what you will do, you will write q in terms of p, that is 1 minus p divided by p is equal to 2, cross multiply. 1 minus p is equal to 2p. Now take this minus p to the other side, it will become 1 is equal to 2p plus p is how much? 3p. So p is how much? 1 by 3. Okay, which option is the answer, people? Option B, 1 by 3. Okay, done now? Yes. So that's your most complicated question. Okay, that is the worst they can ask. They will not ask a worse question than this from this particular topic. Re-narrating everything. How many parameters are there for binomial? 2. Which are the parameters? N and P. Then P is what? Probability of success in a single trial. What is the probability equation? NCX, P raised to X, Q raised to N minus X. What is this X? Number of success. Then how to find mean? N into P. How to find variance? NPQ. How to find standard deviation? Root of NPQ. Then how to find expectation? Mean. That is nothing but NP. Okay, expected value. Correct. Then what is the next thing I will ask is, now P and Q are equal to 0.5. Is it symmetrical or asymmetric? Symmetrical. If point P is less than 0.5, positively skewed. If it is greater than 0.5, negatively skewed. Then how to find mode? N plus 1 into P. Okay, well and good, people. If you know this much, you are sorted. Okay, I hope that it is an easy topic. Very direct questions are there, and this one we will do it at the end because the concept is over there. Next concept, we will just start off this concept. We'll have some basics, then we will go for the break. Okay, this is a discrete probability distribution or continuous probability distribution. Discrete probability distribution. How many parameters are there for Poisson? The answer is 1. So Poisson is nothing but a uniparametric discrete probability distribution. Previous year question, which of the following is a uniparametric probability discrete probability distribution? Poisson distribution. Which of the following is a biparametric discrete probability distribution? Binomial distribution. Very, very important, people. Very important. Now, when are we using Poisson? That is important, right? So what is the need of Poisson instead of binomial? What is it making it better? The thing is, Poisson is used whenever the number of trials is very large. So when are we using Poisson? When the number of trials is very large. For example, think about a person writing CA foundation examination for 100 times. Then probability of success will be what? Very minimal. Yeah. So how to identify between Poisson and binomial is if the probability is very small. For example, 0.05, 0.06, 0.001. All those probabilities are very less, then we will take it as Poisson. If the probability is greater than 0.1 and all, we will go with what? Binomial distribution. Okay, keep it in your mind. So what happens in Poisson distribution? Here, number of trials is going towards infinity. Then probability of success in a single trial is going towards 0. Why? Because too much failure is there. That is the meaning. Are you getting my point? Now, there are also different criteria in order to understand and all. We will start off with parameter. You might have studied it as lambda in your school level if you have studied. I am using a single word over here, M. What is it? M. Okay. What are the parameter? How many parameter? Only one parameter is there. M is the parameter. Which is the parameter? M is the parameter. The parameter is mean as well as variance. So M is the parameter, M is the mean as well as the variance. Now long back, I told you, right, long back I used to watch Vijay movies and all. When I was a kid I used to watch. Now actually it really happened to me. I'm a Vijay fan that time and all. I used to watch all his movies. Then I was not able to identify, was it I forgot that name, Pokri, or is it one more movie was there, right, with one will. I was not able to identify whether it was Pockery or will just by seeing his face. Yeah, he looks same in all the movies, right? He just act as a character over there, same in all the movies, just like that. M is what? Mean and the variance. It is not going to change. If you get the value of M, it is the mean. If you get the value of M, that is the variance. If they are telling mean is equal to 0.5, then variance is how much? 0.5. If they are telling variance is equal to 6, then mean is how much? 6. That is the meaning with respect to what? Our Poisson distribution. Okay. Then, can I tell about mode right away? Rather than waiting for some time. Now, if we are getting M is equal to 2.5, okay, you are getting M is equal to 2.5 or the parameter is equal to 2.5 or more, mean you are getting it equal to 2.5, then mode is nothing but 2. What is it? Mode is equal to what? 2. Then people, in the question it is given variance is equal to 6.7. Then what is the mode? 6. In the question they are telling mode is equal to, not mode, M is equal to or the parameter is equal to 5. Then what are the modes? Modes are 5, 4. Previous number we will be writing 5, 4. So that are the modes. So we studied mean, we studied variance, we studied mode. All with respect to one person. M is that person. Okay. Now my question for everyone. What is standard deviation? Root m. Because we know that variance ka root is what? Standard deviation. Well and good people, if you know this much, you might get an answer or 1 or 2 questions. If there is something, you will get it. Look here, mean is m, variance is m, standard deviation is root m. Then similarly, we studied what? Mode also. Then there is a probability mass function equation or P of x equation with respect to our Poisson. P of x equation is nothing but e raised to minus m, then m raised to x divided by x factorial. Very, very, very important. In the recent years, the most number of questions are from Poisson and with respect to this particular formula. Now, my first question to each and every one of you. What is m? Mean or variance? Mean or variance. We will just use that. Or the parameter. Then can anyone tell me what is this x? Number of success. X is nothing but the variable or the number of success over this case. Then, do anyone remember the value of E? 2.72. You can round off to 2.72. I told you that time in one chapter in the future. We will talk about that and the future is now. This is that moment. Okay. E is how much people? E is approximately equal to 2.72 or it is actual value is 2.718 etc. But we will put it as what? 2.7. Okay. Now people, can we solve some questions? Yeah. Can anyone read it for me first? How will you read it? X is a Poisson variable with parameter m1. Okay. Are you getting it? In the previous one, it was what? Binomial variate with parameter n and p. Here it is what? X is a Poisson variate with parameter m1. Then my question, can you read this for me? Y is a Poisson variable with parameter m2. Then my next question for each and every one of you. X plus y is what? X plus y is a Poisson variate with parameter m1 plus n2. This is called as the additive property. Okay, important. There were many questions in the past from this. Purinjada? Yes. Everyone, well and good. If you know this much, you are sorted. Poisson is very easy to study. Okay, very easy. One of the easiest topic. Then, I will ask everyone a question. Okay, everyone understood everything? Now my question is, what is the standard deviation of x plus y? Standard deviation of x plus y. People, whenever I write x plus 5, you can write it as what? 4 plus 3. 4 plus 3 is how much, people? 7. That is 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. That is the variance, correct? That is the variance. Then standard deviation is how much, people?
2.645.
Root of 7, which will be equal to some 2 point something of you are getting it. Understood the concept? So they can ask a question like that. So you should be prepared for that also. Okay? Yes. Now, when are we using this Poisson? Can anyone tell me when are we using this Poisson? When the number of trials is very large and the probability is what? Very minimal. That is the second condition is more important. Probability of success should be what? Very small, like 0.01, 0.02, 0.05. That and all are very minimal value, right? Probability is very less. Now I am telling, probability of me passing the examination is 0.005. Is it very minimal or very high? Very less. Very less it is. So we will use what? Poisson. Now think about it. Every day you are seeing a newspaper. Yeah, you might see a newspaper somewhere. I'm not telling you are going to read the newspaper. You might see a newspaper. There will be errors, right? Errors. Some errors can be there. Now, what is the probability of error? Very less error. Compared to the entire that 10,000 or 10 lakh words they are writing, there will be 1 or 2 errors. So 2 divided by 10 lakh will be 0.0000 something. That is a very minimal. So whenever printing error we are talking about, we will talk about what? Poisson distribution. Got the point? Printing error means Poisson distribution. Then second thing I will tell you, the second thing is called as whenever accidents. Think about accidents. Now think about it. Crores of vehicles are there in the road. Crores. Literally crores of vehicles are there in the road. If I take at this moment, maybe 1 or 2 accidents happen throughout, right? Not more than that. Maybe 10 accidents also you take. Or 20 accidents you take. That many might happen, right? That means 20 divided by that much. That is very minimal. Okay. Then we will use what? Poisson distribution. Then can anyone tell me an example of Poisson distribution with respect to your class? I have already one example. After you say, I'll say. Or if you don't say, I'll say. But first you say. Probability of you talking. Yeah. One of the driest class. When I ask, I will assume that you understood and I'll go about it. Yes. But that's fine. Okay. I was just joking about that. It's completely your choice whether you want to respond or not. But I am understanding that you are understanding. But some people will be having that hesitant. I remember one of the batch I took. They were too responsive. Too responsive in the sense, if I say, okay, for example, I just show this, then they will start, Taleva and all he will call. Yes, there was a student. He used to call when I was dressed randomly for just the sake of showing something in the class. I just went to the YouTube and I just show one, that time this Rajini movie was released. One Rajini movie came right where Mohanlal was there. I forgot the name, Jailer movie was there. I just randomly just show that in the class. From the last bench, literally one person started howling. Taleva. I said, you please go out. Yes. Literally he blasted. Yes. But he's a good student. He cleared foundation also. He's in Inter now. Then one Inter faculty told the same thing to me. When he did something, he was literally shouting from there. Yes. I told that get used to him, because some batches will be like that also. So it's completely your point of view. At the end of the day, if you study, you will pass. You know that. Have you heard about this? How will you read this? I told you. No. How to read this? Success. How will you read this? So success is not possible without what? Without you guys. Not possible. So put the effort. If you put it in silent, it's fine. If you put it in front of everyone, that is fine. At the end of the day, if you put the effort, you will pass. If I put the effort, will you pass? You might. So I make sure that every day, do it. Likewise, I should do. That's not possible. Nowadays, it's not at all possible. And I am not used to that also. Okay, it's not a good thing. Now, you had teachers who used to beat you guys? In 12th standard and all was there? 5th standard. Okay. You everyone got that? Yeah. Have anyone got any beating from the teachers and all? Like literally beating? Okay. Even I used to get my time and all, like they will just keep us like this and hit. Like literally we will get the marks. Literal marks. Okay. I still remember one of my faculty. His name was Santosh. I'll use the name because he was very toxic. Santosh. He was a physics faculty. He will never take the class properly, but he was very good at teaching. Okay, he will not take properly. He will come, he will just take the chalk, he will say something, but everyone will understand whatever he's taking. Then he will start asking questions from something he never taught. Then he will start give hands. We will go like this, literally shiver and go. In 12th standard, I'm not talking about first standard, second standard or something. 12th standard, literally shiver and go. He will just hit, 2-3 hit. Then the last one will be in the back. Yes. Yeah. Not for boys, for girls. Everyone it was like that. Yeah. I still remember girls and all. One person literally acted like she was failing. Yeah. Because of that problem and all. Yeah. Nowadays it's good thing that teachers are not doing that thing, because at the end of the day, if they say that go and study, it will not help you out, because it will help none of the people. If you want to study, you should study, but put the effort. Okay. When I was like, come, go study, Sakshini, come on, study. No one will study. You will be like, I can't go to his class because he is very violent. Yes, that will be the thing. Now, skewness. What do you mean by skewness, people? Skewness means what? Asymmetry. It is not symmetrical. Remember, Poisson distribution is always positively skewed. Another previous year question. Okay. Poisson distribution is what, people? Always positively skewed or skewed to the right. Okay. If so, we can start off, people, with our questions. One by one we will check. I'll take you one easy question first. If the standard deviation of Poisson is 2, Grace, pesakudadu. Okay? One more. Pesakudadu. Okay? Yes. Poisson distribution standard deviation is 2. That means root m is equal to how much? 2. M is equal to how much? 4. Then mode is how much? Then its mode is 4, 3. Okay, 3 and the next value, that is 4, 3. Or 4 and the previous value, that is 4, 3. Next question for everyone is over here. People, they have given the probabilities are equal. P of x is equal to 3 is equal to 5 into P of x is equal to what? 5. Now, first of all, what is the probability equation? E power minus m power x divided by x factorial. Now, we will write for this one. This one I can write it as what? E power minus m into m power 3 divided by 3 factorial, which is equal to 5 into e power minus m, then into m power 5 divided by what factorial? 5 factorial. Why 5 factorial? Because x value is how much over here? 5. Then why 3 factorial? Because x value is how much over here? 3. Okay. Now, people, what all things are getting cancelled off? E power minus m, e power minus m are getting cancelled off. Then m power 3 and m power 5 will become what? M square. Then, people, you can write it accordingly. So you will write cross multiply. 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial into 5 is equal to what? M square. How did I write it this way? I took 5 to the denominator. Then I took this 5 factorial to the numerator of the left hand side. So it became m square is equal to 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial into 5. Then next one, people. How much is 5 factorial? 120. Put the values. 120 divided by 6 factorial is how much? 6. Then, sorry, 3 factorial is 6. Then 5 is equal to m square. Get me the answer just using calculator. 120 divided by 6 divided by 5. Then click equal to. Then click root. M is equal to how much? M is equal to 2. Now, what is the question? Root 2. Standard deviation is the question, correct? They are asking for standard deviation. Standard deviation is root m. Answer is how much, people? Root 2. Okay. Which option? Option D. Many people might make mistake over here. After finding m, you might directly go for which option? Option B. That can happen. That's why options are set like that itself. Okay. Yes. Very easy question, right? The pattern is always like this. Option root 2. Why not 2? Yeah, because M is what? Variance. Variance is 2. But what is the question? Standard deviation. Standard deviation is what? Root of variance. So root of M. Answer is how much then? Root it. That's why the question is what? They are asking for standard deviation. M is what? Mean and variance, correct? That we know. So variance we are finding it to be what? 2, right? M is equal to 2. If variance is 2, then standard deviation is how much? M into root, that means 2 root or root 2. How much is the answer then? Option D. Got it? No, tell me again. Oh, not okay. Got it. No, pakka. Yes, fine. Standard deviation is what? Root of variance. Okay, use that concept. In the question, Parang, what are they asking? Yes, Grace, Purinjada. Okay, fine. Yes, Krishika, got it? Yes. Niniksha, got it? Yes. Purnasri? Yes, Sudarshan, got it? Yes. 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 Comedy, you got it? Yes. Get me the answer for this. Use the same
0.
0. How 0? How can it be 0 first of all? It can't be 0. No matter what, it can't be 0. Yes. Or it can be 0. Let's see. We'll check. Yes. How to find out? E of x is what? Expectation of x. Expectation of x is what, people? Expectation of x is nothing but what? Mean. Okay, mean is what? M. We need to find the value of M. Everyone try to find the value of M for me. Yes, Sugrita, are you getting it? P of x is equal to 0. How will you write? E raised to minus M, M raised to 0 divided by 0 factorial, which is nothing but equal to what? E raised to minus M, M raised to 2 divided by 2 factorial. E raised to minus M, E raised to minus M cancel. See, M raised to 0. Any number raised to 0 is how much? 1. 0 factorial is how much? 1. Then M square is how much? M square. 2 factorial is how much? 2. Cross multiply. M square is equal to 2. M is equal to how much, people? Root 2. Option A is the answer. Got it? Understood this now? Everyone understood? Yes. I think tomorrow your class will be in the first room or second rooms. One of the classrooms. It will be there tomorrow. No, I think tomorrow there are 50-60 students will be there in the class. Not including online and offline. That means maybe too many will be online. I don't know. Their choice. Yeah. M is equal to how much? Root 2. I hope that everyone understood this. In the question one, another the answer. For Poisson distribution, what and what are equal? What and what are equal, people? Mean and variance are equal. All these are previous year questions. Like they will randomly ask you the question. Very, very important. Now, look at this very difficult question. One of the worst question. The random variable x Poisson distribution such that the expectation of x is equal to 30. That means mean is equal to 30 or M is equal to 30. Then variance is how much, people? Variance is also what? 30. So which option is the answer? C. They will check. Now if you never study this chapter, this is a difficult question for you. If you know this basics of the chapter, this is what? This is just a 2-second question for you. You are getting for the answer or going for the answer. Next question is over here. P of x is equal to 2 is equal to 1 by 2 into P of x is equal to 3. We need to find the value of the parameter M. Very easy. Put P of x is equal to 2 can be written as e raised to minus m, M square divided by 2 factorial. 1 by 2 into e raised to minus m into m raised to 3 divided by 3 factorial. 2 factorial and 2 got cancelled. 2 factorial and 2 will become what now? Cancel, it will become 1. E raised to minus m, e raised to minus m cancel. M square and m cube got cancelled. So that means what is remaining? m is equal to 3 factorial. That means m is equal to how much, people? 6. Can anyone tell me the standard deviation? Root 6. What will be the variance? 6. What will be the expected value of x? 6. Okay, what will be the mean? 6. Well and good. What is the mode? 6 comma 5. 6 comma 5. 6 and 5. Well and good. Awesome. Coding on. They are asking mean of the distribution. Mean is nothing but m. Okay. So you will write it as what? P of x is equal to 7. How will you write it? Can I write it as e raised to minus m, m raised to 7 divided by kya factorial? 7 factorial, which is equal to 8 into e raised to minus m into m raised to 9 divided by what factorial? 9 factorial. People, e raised to minus m, e raised to minus m got cancelled. Then m raised to 7, m raised to 9 got cancelled. What is remaining? M square is remaining. Now people, take it to the other side and accordingly write it. 9 factorial divided by 7 factorial into 8 is equal to how much, people? M square. Now 9 factorial can be written as what? How will I write 9 factorial? In terms of 7 factorial, can I write it this as 9 into 8 into 7 factorial divided by 7 factorial into 8, which is equal to m square. Cancel, people. 7 factorial cancel. 8 cancel. Then what is remaining? M square is equal to 9. Then m is equal to how much? Root 9. Answer is how much? 3. Which option is the answer, people? Option A, 3 is mean. Okay. What is the standard deviation? Root 3. Okay. What is the variance? 3. What is the mode? 2 comma 3. Okay. Well and good. Final question. The last and final question before the break, because we are almost at the end. We have few more questions, then this topic will be done. Final question before the break is try this. Final question. I'll give you 35 seconds. Try to solve it in 35 seconds. Dharani, are you watching the recorded class? Please confirm. Dharani, are you watching the recordings? $33 point? Yes. Correct answer. Where is that coming from? From here. Okay, fine. Yes. Got it. Can I try? Everyone, 60 seconds is there. A company has 2 cars which it hires out during the day. Okay. How many cars are there? 2 cars are there, which it hires during the time of the day. Let it be there. The number of cars demanded in a day as per Poisson with a mean of 1.5. That means what, people? M is equal to how much? 1.5. That we have right now. Okay, we have it with us. Then the percentage of the days in which only 1 car was in demand. That means P of x is equal to how much? P of x is equal to 1. Now, people, tell me, what is the general formula for P of x? P of x is nothing but e raised to minus m raised to x divided by x factorial. So, P of x is equal to 1 is how much? E raised to minus m, then into what? M raised to what? M raised to 1 divided by what factorial? Divided by 1 factorial. That is nothing but e raised to minus 1.5 into m is how much? 1.5 raised to 1. Now, people, exponential of e raised to minus 1.5 is given in the question. How much is it? 0.2231 multiplied with 1.5. How much are you getting? 33465. That is the probability. Now, if you look at that, the question is in what? Percentage. How to get the answer in percentage? Into 100. So, answer is what? 33.465. That is option B is your answer. I hope that you guys understood the concept. We will have the rest of the question. Then we will finally finish with the normal distribution. Mostly I'll require around 1.5 hours. It will be done. Okay, by 12 o'clock we will be done with this chapter. Okay, how's the chapter? One of the easiest. What we studied? Two things we studied. Discrete probability. Discrete probability distribution. How many types are there? Two types. Which are those? Binomial, Poisson. Binomial has how many parameter? 2 parameter. Poisson has how many parameter? 1 parameter. Okay, done. We will take the break. Everyone come back by 10:39. Okay. Poisson distribution is always skewed to the what? Skewed to the right. Okay, it is always positively skewed up. Yes. Next question for all of you is over here. They are asking the value of P of x less than or equal to 1. Okay. First of all, P of x less than or equal to 1. What are the possible values of P of x less than or equal to 1? Can anyone tell me? P of x is equal to 0 is there. Then P of x is equal to 1 is there. So two things are there. First of all, people, we require the value of m. We require the value of n. Those two values are required for us. M is required, x is required, not n. X is already there. So basically what we require? We require the value of m. How can I find it? Look here. What is given? 9 into P of, what up? P of x is equal to 4 is equal to, plus 90 into P of x is equal to 6 is equal to what? P of x is equal to 2. These are the things given in the question. Now people, 9 into, what is P of x is equal to 4? Can anyone tell me what is P of x is equal to 4? P of x is equal to 4 is how much? Kadavule, solungo. P of x is equal to 4 is how much? P of x is how much? E power minus m. Hi, you are always late. Okay, fine. P of x is equal to 4 is how much? E power minus m. M power 4 divided by 4 factorial plus 90 into e power minus m into m power 6 divided by what factorial? 6 factorial, which is equal to P of x is equal to 2 is how much, people? E power minus m into m power 2 divided by what factorial? 2 factorial. Now tell me, what are the things getting cancelled off everywhere? E power minus m, e power minus m, e power minus m is cancelled everywhere. Correct? Then what is remaining? 9 into m raised to 4 divided by 4 factorial plus 90 into m raised to 6 divided by 6 factorial is equal to m square divided by 2 factorial. People, what is common everywhere else? Can I say m square is common everywhere? So I am cancelling m square everywhere. So m square is cancelled. What will remain here? M raised to 4. What will remain here? M square. So what is the final thing? 9 into m square divided by 24 plus 90 into m raised to 4 divided by 720 is equal to what? 1 by 2. Now people, do you know how to solve a equation with power raised to 4? Have we studied something like that till now? Have we studied something like that? No. We only studied till maximum of cubic quotient. When the power is 4, did we do anything? No. Now people, I am going to teach a shortcut right now. So what are the usual value of m we have seen? M values are either 0 or 1 or 2 or 1.5, then 2.5, then 3.5 or 3 or 1.5, 1.6, whatever. These are the values which we have seen for m. Okay. So what I will do is, I will option hit, not this option. I will option hit using the possibilities. I will assume. Let us assume M is equal to 1. Check people, whether are you getting RHS is equal to 0.5. RHS is how much here people? RHS is equal to 0.5. Then LHS, whether are you getting it as 0.5? Then that option is correct. So 9 into 1 square divided by 24 plus 90 into 1 raised to 4 divided by 720. How much is it? Take your calculator. 9 by 24 m plus 90 by 720 m plus. How much is it? 0.5. That means which is equal to RHS. So m is how much people? So m is equal to how much? 1. So we found the m value. Okay. So usual values of m are what? 1 is 0. Then it can be 0.5. Then it can be what? 1.5. Then 1.25. Whatever value it is there, we can actually option hit and check whether it is coming or not. Sometimes it will be 4. Sometimes it will be 10. So we will check one by one, but usually it will be 1 itself for all these type of questions. M is equal to how much? 1. Then people, get me the value of this. This is how much? E raised to minus m raised to 0 divided by 0 factorial plus e raised to minus m into m power 1 divided by what factorial? 1 factorial. Now tell me e raised to minus m is how much? E raised to minus 1 into 1 plus this is how much? E raised to minus 1 into 1. So how much is the answer? 2 into e raised to minus 1 is your answer. Which option is giving you the answer people? Now do it for me. That is nothing but 2 divided by 2.72, which is the answer. How much is it?
0.735.
7358. Option C. Okay, yeah, option C, because we did it as 72. Should have been what? 718. Okay, but we are rounding off. It's fine. Anyway, we will get the nearest answer. So what were the steps? We wrote whatever is given. From that, we are finding the m value. M value is how much over here? 1. How did I find m value? How did I find m value? Yes, our m value is nothing but we are checking whether m is equal to 1 or not. If m was not equal to 1 over here, what assumption will you make here next? You'll put 2. You'll not put 1.5. Do you know why? Because 1.5 is already complicated, correct? Then to power 1.5 and all is difficult for our answer. So we'll never put 1.5. We'll then go for what? 2. If that is also wrong, we'll go for 3. But usually there was only one type of question, and this is that type of question which get repeated in MTP, RTP and all. We'll put m is equal to 1. Okay. And finally, we will find the value of p of x is less than or equal to 1. That is nothing but p of x is equal to 0 plus p of x is equal to how much? 1. Then p of x is equal to 0 is how much? E raised to minus m raised to 0 divided by 0 factorial. P of x is equal to 1 is how much? E raised to minus m raised to 1 divided by what factorial? 1 factorial. Answer is how much people? 2 into e raised to minus 1. Answer is what? 2 divided by 2.72. That's how you are getting the answer. Then என்ன கொடுத்திருக்க இங்க? If the parameter of the Poisson distribution is m, mean plus standard deviation is equal to 6 by 25. What do you mean by that? M plus mean is how much? M plus root m is equal to 6 divided by 25. We need to find the value of m. Option hit pannungo. Answer kodungo. Okay? Yes. Akshay, are you getting it? Previous sum. Which question? This question. Yeah. So I'll tell you. The renarration is nothing but p of x is less than or equal to 1 is the question. So how can I find p of x is less than or equal to 1? Values are p of x is equal to 0 and p of x is equal to 1. I need to add them. Correct? Now, x is equal to 0 means I need to find the value of m. Then only I'll get the value. Answer. Otherwise, I'll not get the value of m. So how to find that? For that, the equation we will put over here. This equation we will write. Then we will write it in terms of probability equation. Correct? Then we will cancel things. Then we will finally get it like this. 9m square divided by 24 plus 90m raised to 4 divided by 720 is equal to 1 by 2. Then we are doing what? We are assuming m is equal to 1. Assuming because we don't know how to solve m power 4. If you are not solving that way, what is the other method which we studied in school and all? We'll say m square is equal to some x value. Then m raised to 4 will become what people? x square. Then we will solve for x. Then we will find m. That will take an entire day to solve the entire quadratic equation then. So we will not do that. So instead of that, we are assuming possible values of m. M is 1. If m is 1 is not working, we will put what? M is equal to 2. If that is not working, we will put m is equal to 3. So we put m is equal to 1. Then we found LHS is equal to RHS. Okay. Then we have found that m is equal to 1. Then we will put over here and we will find the answer. 2.72 is the value of E. E raised to minus 1 can be written as 1 by E. E is how much? 2.72. Okay. This question, huh? Yes. Everyone, option hit. Which option is giving you the answer? B, yeah? We will check. RHS is how much? Find it in decimal. RHS is how much, people? 6 by 25 is how much? 25 is how much? 0.24. Everyone got 0.24. If someone did not get, please tell me. 0.24. Everyone got it as 0.24. Then LHS. Which option you are telling? Option B. We will check option B. Option B is nothing but 1 by 25 plus root of 1 by 25. Correct? Now people, how to find it in calculator? 1 divided by 25 first you will find. Then you will click m plus. That value is already there right on your calculator, right? Click one more root. Then again click m plus. That means you got the value of this first. That is still here. Then if you click the root, this value is root is nothing but 1 by root of 25. Click one more root and click m plus. Then click what? MRC. How much is it? 0.24. Are you getting 0.23333? Sorry, 239999. That is also 0.24. So which option is giving you the answer, people? So LHS is equal to RHS in which option? Option B. Purinjida. Everyone, Krishna, understood? Yes. So that was the final question based on these type of things. Now we are going for, oh, one more is there. Okay, fine. Solve this out. Yeah, please do it. And I am telling you from day one, whatever I am telling you again. Write whatever is given, then go and find what you know. Okay. Always remember, what are they asking? P of x is equal to 0. They are asking. P of x is equal to 0 is how much, people? E raised to minus m. Then e raised to minus m. M power 0 divided by 0 factorial. That is nothing but e raised to minus m. So we just need to find the value of m. Then substitute over there. You are getting the answer. Okay. Option A is anyway wrong. Can anyone tell me why option A is wrong? Because minus sign is not there. M will always be a positive value. So the power will always be what? Negative. Okay. So e raised to minus 6 by 7. Sorry, plus 6 by 7 is always wrong. Okay. Option A is wrong. No matter what. Then what is given? P of x is equal to 1. People, P of x is equal to 1 is how much? That is nothing but 0.7. What is the formula for E of P of x is equal to 1? E raised to minus m. M power 1 divided by what factorial? 1 factorial. Which is equal to how much? 0.7. That is your equation number 1. Okay. Then equation number 2 is what? P of x is equal to 2. Which is equal to 0.3. So P of x is equal to 2 can be written as what? E raised to minus m. M square divided by what? 2 factorial, which is equal to 0.3. So I can write e raised to minus m into m square is equal to 0.6. That is equation number 2. Okay. Have you studied this? No? Okay. You need to spend some time. Okay. How is the chapter? Till now everything is fine, right? One of the easiest chapter. In the entire quantitative aptitude, one of the easiest. Now, equation 1 and 2 is there. What are we aiming at? We are going to find what? We are going to find what? We just require the value of m. From these two equations, can I find the value of m? I'll do one thing. Equation 2 divided by equation 1. So, equation 2 is how much? E raised to minus m. M square divided by equation 1 left hand side is how much? E raised to minus m. M, which is equal to 0.6 divided by 0.7. E raised to minus m, e raised to minus m cancel. M and m square got cancelled. So can I write m is equal to 6 by 7? 0.6 by 0.7 is how much? 6 by 7. Okay. So looking at that, what is the answer? E raised to minus 6 by 7 is your answer. Very good question. Very easy answer. Option D. Okay, this is the only indirect question. Only indirect question ever asked from your Poisson variate with respect to direct formula question. Till now, everyone is giving e raised to minus m. Both were in the left hand side. We were directly cancelling e raised to minus m, e raised to minus m. This is given indirectly. Okay, it's a very good question. High chance of repetition in the future. Okay, yes. Now we are going for word problem. We have 3-4 word problems. Then we will be done with it, and we will go for the final topic. Have a look over here. How 6 by 7? How 6 by 7 da? 0.6 by 0.7 is how much? If I multiply 10 in both the numerator and denominator, what will happen? It will become 6 by 7. Or if you want to write 6 by 7, how much is the decimal value da? 0.8 something, huh? 857. Now we will check which of the option is having 0.8 by 7 in the power. 6 by 7 is how much? Minus 0.85 something. You will get. Okay, Soumya? Yes. If you want to write it as decimal, that is also fine. Okay. So basically what we did in school and all, we do 10 to 10 into 10, right? In order to take off the decimal. So it is what? 6 divided by 7. In the question பாருங்க என்ன கொடுத்திருக்கீங்க? Yes, tell me. The average number of advertisement per page is 3. What do you mean by that? Everyone, average number of advertisement is 3 means what? Mean is 3. So m is equal to kitna? M is equal to 3. Then people, probability that the particular page has 0 advertisement. That means we need to find p of x is equal to what? 0. What is the formula? E raised to minus m, m raised to 0 divided by 0 factorial. E raised to minus 3, m raised to 0 is how much? 1. 0 factorial is how much? 1. So answer is what? E raised to minus 3. Then, in no part of the question it is mentioned Poisson distribution. How did you understand this question is based on Poisson? Because we discussed number of road accident, number of printing errors, all those are coming under what? Poisson. Okay, why? The probability will be very less. That's the reason. I hope that everyone understood this. Pakka? Shura? Yes. If that is the case, I want you to solve this question. You should tell me how did you understand this is a question based on Poisson. That you should tell me first of all. Then you should tell me how are we going to solve this question. So 2 things are there. Okay. Yes. Now look here. A renowned hospital usually admits 200 patients every day. So what is happening? Every day, how many people are admitting? 200 people. 1% of the patients on average. 1% of the patients on average. Can anyone tell me the average then? 1% of the patients. That means m will be 1% of 200, which is equal to how much? Understood? Average. On average means directly you can find the m value, mean value. Mean is how much? 1% of total patients. How many are there? 200 means 2 will be there. Then, on one particular morning, it was found that only one special room is available. Okay, only one room is available. That's not our concern. We will see. What is the probability that? What is the probability that more than 3 patients? That means x should be more than what? 3 would require special room facility is the question. Now people, question is what? P of x greater than 3. Now I will ask you everyone, when p of x greater than 3, will you write p of 4, p of 5, p of 6, p of 7, p of 8, p of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, etc., etc. till 200? Will you sit there and write? You can write, but you will only be doing one question then. That's the problem. So how will you rearrange it? Can anyone tell me how can I rearrange? Yes, Grace, how can I rearrange this? 1 minus p of x less than or equal to 3. Why did I put equal to? Because it is more than 3. That means I can include what? 3 also when I write it in the opposite direction. If you got it? Yes. Now tell me. 1 minus. What are the possible values of x less than or equal to 3? Why p of x is equal to 0 is there. Then p of x is equal to 1 is there. Then plus p of x is equal to 2 is there. Plus p of x is equal to kya is there. 3 is there. Okay, done. Sorted. Then people, my next question. Do you have the m value? Yeah, I have the m value. Then you can directly go for the answer, right? Direct. Look here. 1 minus. What is p of x is equal to 0? Can I write it as e raised to minus m raised to 0 divided by k factorial 0 factorial. Then e raised to minus m raised to 1 divided by what factorial? 1 factorial. E raised to minus m raised to 2 divided by s2 factorial. How much factorial? 2 factorial. Plus e raised to minus m raised to 3 divided by eval factorial? 3 factorial. Done. Yes. Done, people. You are going for the answer. What is common in everything? E raised to minus m. 1 minus. Can I write it e raised to minus m outside? Into. What is remaining in the next term? M raised to 0 divided by 0 factorial. That is how much? 1. Correct? M raised to 0 is 1. 0 factorial is 1. Plus. What is remaining in this? M raised to 1 divided by 1 factorial. That is how much? M. Plus. M raised to 2 divided by 2 factorial. Then what is remaining in the last one? M raised to 3 divided by 3 factorial. Now write the values and get me the answer, which is nothing but 1 minus e raised to minus m. Instead of m you will put what, people? Instead of m what will you put? 2 into 1 plus m is how much? 2 plus 2 square by 2 is how much? 2. 4 by 2 is 2 plus 2 cube by 3 factorial. That will become 8 by 6. Use calculator and get me the answer. You can rearrange it like this. 1 minus 1 plus 3 plus, that will become 5 plus 8 by 6. The entire thing divided by 2.72, the whole raised to 2. Did you understand how it became 2.72, Akshaya? It came in the denominator because e value is what? 2.72. Now use calculator, get me the answer. I don't want any other answer, just in calculator. Yeah, which is the answer? Option A, yeah? 0.14. Yes. Do it in calculator. First you will find the numerator. Find 8 divided by 6 plus 5. Then divided by 2.72. How many times equal to you will click? 2 times. Then click which button? Plus or minus button. Then click what? Plus 1. You will get the answer. How much is the answer, people? 0.1428 or 26 something you will get because of the approximation. That completely fine. Okay. Yes. Fine. Done. I know you didn't understand the calculation method, but eventually you will study in the future, not now. Okay. Yes. Which is equal to 2.1428. Can anyone tell me how much percentage is this? 14%. If you want to write it as into 100, you should. Correct? Pakka? Yes. It's a very good question. Any doubt in this question? Please ask me now. Everyone is clear with this? Yes. If so, what if the question was like more than 5 patients? You will write it as 1 minus p of x less than or equal to 5. Okay, that is the way. What if the question was directly p of x is less than or equal to 2? You will directly write p of x is equal to 0, p of x is equal to 1, p of x is equal to 2. Directly you can write. Next question. Look at this. A manufacturer of a certain electronic component is certain that 2% of its product is defective. Now people, how much is defective? 2% is defective. Now I will tell you a shortcut or a jugaad which you will use in the future. People, whenever in bracket e raised to something is given, the power will be what? The m value will be 2.4. Keep it in your mind. Okay. If they give a value like e raised to 2 minus 2.4 and all, usually they will give 99.9% of the question they will give. So this value will be what? This value is nothing but our m value. Because why? E raised to minus m we need to use everywhere, right? So m will be how much here? 2.4. But we can find it in another way. Look here. Not more than 2% will be defective or 2% of the product is defective. That means average will be what? M is equal to 2% of, in total how many are there? 120. How much is it? 2.4. Anyway, you will get it as 2.4, or even if you don't know how to get it as 2.4, you can look at the question and check. E raised to minus, this is there. That means m is equal to how much? 2.4. You can write it. Okay, then he sells the components in box of 120. That's why we got it as averages. Average defective is how much? 2.4. Guarantees that not more than 2% will be defective. What is the guarantee, da? What is the guarantee the person is telling? Not more than 2.4 will be defective. That means more than 2.4 will not be defective. That means 3 defective will not be there, 4 defective will not be there, 10 defective will not be there, 20 defective will not be there, 1 defective might be there, 2 defective might be there. Okay, that is the meaning. What is the guarantee? Not more than 2.5 is defective. Now, find the probability that a box selected at random would fail to meet the guarantee. Would fail to meet the guarantee means we need to find people what? P of X is greater than or equal to 2.4. Okay. Are you understanding? Fail to meet the guarantee means what was his guarantee? For example, my guarantee, I am telling, study everything. You will get more than 40.
2.4.
2.4. 22% of 12 we will write. 20 we will. Not more than 2% means 2% of components we should take, right? 2% of 120 is how much? That is 2.4. Correct. Yes, that way only we will write. I'll show you one second. Now, I am telling my guarantee is everyone will score more than 40. Everyone will score more than 40 means what? Everyone will be getting like 45, 50, 60, etc. etc. Fail to meet the guarantee means what? Everyone will be scoring more less than 40, less than or equal to 40. Now look here. The guarantee was what? Not more than 2% is defective. That means P of X value was less than or equal to 2.4. Correct? 2.4 components. But fail to meet the guarantee means what? Should be the opposite. P of X is greater than or equal to 2.4. People, P of X is greater than or equal to 2.4. Will you count from 3, 4, 5, 6 till 120? No. I will write it as what? 1 minus P of X less than 2.4. Okay, less than 2.4. Now tell me, 1 minus. What are the possible values of X less than 2.4? What are the values? P of X is equal to 0 is there. P of X is equal to 1 is there. Then finally, who is there? P of X is equal to 2 is there. Now, why are we not taking 2.3, 2.4 and all? I mean, values we will not take, right? Even if say that X is greater than or equal to 2.4, will you take 2.4? No, X cannot be a decimal value. X can always be a whole number. Keep it in your mind. Now, which is equal to 1 minus P of X is equal to 0. How will you write? E raised to minus m raised to 0 divided by 0 factorial plus P of X is equal to 1. E raised to minus m raised to 1 divided by 1 factorial. P of X is equal to 2. E raised to minus m square divided by 2 factorial, which is 2. Now tell me the values. It is nothing but 1 minus. E raised to minus m is already given in the question, right? Can I take it outside? That is nothing but I will take e raised to minus m outside. Otherwise you will have the doubt. Which is equal to m raised to 0 divided by 0 factorial is how much, people? 1. Plus m is how much? 2.4. Plus m square is how much? 2.4 square divided by 2. Get me the answer, which is equal to 1 minus e raised to minus m is how much, people? 0. How much? 0.0907 into 1 plus 2.4 is 3.4 plus 2.4 square divided by 2. Get me the answer in your calculator.
0.1691.
0. How much the? 43, right? 0.43. Got it? Yes. Check again. Check again. If you're not getting also, check again. You'll get the answer. Understood? Is the concept clear, people? So what we did over here? Here is the fail of guarantee. Now think in the other manner. He was telling that not more than anything is greater. Correct? Then think about our crying and not crying. Probability of crying can be written as what? 1 minus probability of not crying. So similarly, I can say that probability of not guarantee can be written as what? 1 minus probability of guarantee. That's how we wrote this. Okay, with that same logic we wrote this and we went for the answer. Online, how much are you getting? Soumya, how much are you getting? Please tell me. Everyone, rest of you, are you trying? Grace, are you trying? How much you got? Try. Okay, Niniksha, Kalai, how much is the answer? 0.43, yeah? Everyone got 0.43? Option D. Very good question. Now, the final question. Can x be negative? Can x be negative? Never ever x can be negative. Accordingly, tell me. They are telling standard deviation is this much. Then people, root m is 1.732. Then m will be how much? 1.732 square. That is how much? 2.99999. That means how much is it? 3. M is equal to 3. Okay? M is 3. Then the question is what? X value is in between minus 2.48 and 3.54. Can anyone tell me what is the first X value then? What is the first X value? 0 or 1? People, can X take a 0 value or 1 value? First value of X is how much? 0. 0 success can be there, right? A person wrote the exam. He didn't success at all. That means 0 success can be there. That means all the attempts are failure. That can happen. So people, what are the possibilities? This can be written as P of X is equal to 0. Next value will be how much?
Equal.
X is equal to 1. Next value will be how much? Akshaya, X is equal to 2. Next value will be how much? P of X is equal to 3. Will there be a 4? No. Why? Because it is between minus this and this much. And X will never be negative. Okay, remember that X will always be between 0 and what? Our maximum value of attempts, or N. Keep it in your mind. Then people, how much is P of X is equal to 0? E raised to minus m, m raised to 0 divided by 0 factorial, plus e raised to minus m, m raised to 1 divided by 1 factorial, plus e raised to minus m, m square divided by what factorial? 2 factorial. E raised to minus m into 2 raised to 3 divided by 3 factorial. Get me the answer. I am not going to do. Take e raised to minus m common outside. That means 1 plus 3 by 1 plus 3 square by 2 plus 3 cube. Why did I write 2? Yep. 3 cube divided by 3 factorial. Get me the answer. How much are you getting me? M is 3. We already found M is 3. E raised to minus m is how much, people? E raised to minus m is nothing but e raised to minus 3. Correct? Yes. So get me the answer just in calculator. If you want to rearrange, I can rearrange it. 1 plus 3 will become 4. 4 plus 3 square by 2 plus 3 cube divided by 3 factorial, which is how much? 6. The entire thing divided by 2.72, the whole cube. Just to use calculator, get me the answer. It's okay. Okay. How to get it? 0.65 or 6466 something approximately will be equal to 0.65. How to do it? In calculator, first you will type 3 into equal to how many times? 2 times. Then divided by 6 m plus. Then 3 into equal to 1 time. Then divide by 2 m plus. Then type what? The 4 and click m plus. Then MRC divided by 2.72. How many times you will click equal to? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Okay, you will click equal to, you will get the answer 0.65. Everyone got it? Yes, Bhuvaneshwar, you got it? Yes, Sudarshan, you got it? Yes, Purna, got it? Krishika, yes, everyone. Sugrita, any doubt? Okay, got the answer? Still finding. Okay, fine. Get me the answer. So that's your people Poisson distribution. Can I re-narrate the entire thing, whatever we studied till now? 2 things we studied. First thing is what? We studied discrete probability distribution, and there are 2 types of probability distribution. Binomial and discrete. How many are there? 2 are there. Binomial and Poisson. Then in continuous, who is there? The future one. Normal is there. Okay, in the future we will study. Future is in 2 minutes. Okay. Then before that, how many parameters are there in binomial? 2. Which are the parameter? N and P. How many parameters are there in Poisson? 1. Who is that parameter? M. M is what? Vijay, right? Mean and variance. Right. Standard deviation over binomial is what?
Root NPQ.
Root NPQ, because variance is NPQ. Mean is how much? N into P. Then, how will you differentiate binomial and normal? How will you find that this question is based on normal distribution, this question is based on binomial distribution?
When there is
Large number of, that is a criteria, but more than that, what is the criteria? Probability should be very minimal. Then we will say that it is Poisson. Then, otherwise we will say that it is binomial. Okay? Yes. Skewness.
is always right.
Who is always right? I am always right. Okay, fine. Who is always right? Poisson is always skewed to the right or positively skewed. While our binomial is what? When it is equal to 0.5, P is equal to 0.5, it is symmetrical. When it is less than 0.5, it is right. When greater than 0.5, it is left. Okay, keep it in your mind that way. Then remember mode, right? Whenever decimal value is there, we will only write the integer part. When we are getting a normal value like 3 and all, 3 or 4, 4 we are getting means 3, 4. If 10 we are getting 9, 10. That are the modes. Okay. So these were the things we studied throughout. And we studied some probability equation also. So the same thing whatever we did over there, right? We'll be studying here also in normal, but in a different manner. But when is normal distribution used? Can anyone tell me when are we finding normal? When the given data is continuous. Okay. For example, wages of people in a company. Why? Because some people are having salary from 1000 to 2000. Some people are having 2000 to 3000, 3000 to 4000. So it is a continuous interval, right? Class interval is coming in the picture, right? Whenever the data is continuous, we will say that we will go with normal distribution. Now we will talk about India. Yesterday we studied how many people are there in the country. Some around 140 crore, 145 crore people are there in the country. Now I am going to ask you guys, what is the variation of height of the people? It can be from a baby will be there, correct? Then it will go. Likewise, height is coming from very low to high. So if you ask me, some people will have very big height, then they will be going like this. On an average, if I say 165 centimeter is the average height, that will be the most number of people will be where who are having 165 centimeter is the average height in this country. So they will be in the middle. Then some people will be having 180 centimeter. They will be less, right? 180 centimeter, then 200 centimeter, then 250 centimeter and all are there. I don't know in India whether people are there like that, but even if it is there, it's very less. Now if you ask me baby and all, few babies will have very less height, like but it will go on like this and it will come back down again. So more number of people are where? In 165 centimeter. So what I have drawn here, can anyone tell me what type of graph is this? Bell-shaped graph. So normal distribution is always a what? A bell-shaped graph. Make a note of it, people. Normal distribution is what? It is a bell-shaped curve. Now I will ask everyone a question. Each and everyone. I cut it into two parts. Will left hand side and right hand side look the same? Yes. So normal distribution is always symmetrical. Keep another note of it. Always symmetrical. Then I will ask a tricky question. Is there any skewness?
No.
There will be zero skewness. Why? Because it is always symmetrical. As symmetry is skewness, whoever is always symmetrical, can we say that you are skewed, you are skewed? Can we say that? No. It is always symmetrical. So there is no skewness. So two things. All these are previous year question. Bell-shaped curve, then always symmetrical and no skewness. Okay. So who is not having any skewness? Normal distribution is not having any skewness. Then I will change the question a little more bit. Now I told you bell-shaped curve is the curve of a normal distribution. Now I change the values. Instead of finding height of the people, I am finding the weight of the people. It is a continuous distribution. Will the curve change? It will always be what? The shape will be independent of the parameter. It will always be what? Bell-shaped. Keep it in your mind. Okay. Will the bell-shaped curve change? No. Now I am talking about the different ICAI AII CA foundation का students का different marks. Some people will go to 340. Some people will get 320. Some people will get 20, 30, 40, 50. Likewise, that is also what is a continuous distribution. That is also normally distributed. Now, my question is it symmetrical then? Yes. Is it a bell-shaped curve? Yes. It will always be a what? Bell-shaped curve. Even if I change the value, will it change? No, it will always be the same shape itself. Shape will not change. Is it symmetrical? Yes. Is there any skewness? No skewness. Now we will talk about the parameters. People, normal distribution is a biparametric distribution. Make a note of it. Normal distribution is biparametric. Biparametric means what? The two parameters are there. Then I will tell you the question which came in the previous year. Which of the following is a biparametric continuous frequency distribution? Probability distribution. What is the answer? Normal. Now I'll change the question a little more bit. Which of the following is a biparametric discrete probability distribution? Binomial. So that is the difference. I hope that everyone understood the difference between both. That's why this question is very important. When they ask biparametric, sometimes people will go and ask binomial. Is that the case? No, if it is continuous, it is what? Normal. If it is discrete, only answer is what? Binomial. Now look at here, people. The parameters are mean and variance. Keep a note of it. Parameters are what? Mean and variance. Mean is represented by mu over here. Variance is represented using sigma square over here. Then can anyone tell me standard deviation is how much? Standard deviation is sigma. Root of sigma square is how much? Sigma. Now sigma, this sigma, people, this is what? Sigma. This is what?
Sigma.
There are two sigma. There is two sigma. This is what? This is what? There are two A's. Yes, there are two A's. Why? One is capital letter, another one is small letter. Just like that, capital, small Greek letters. Okay, there also it is there. That's why there both are sigmas itself. Yes, sigmas. There you will see the meme and all, right? Yes. Now, what are the parameters? Mu and variance. How many parameters? Two parameters. Now, we need the equation, right? Just like all the other cases. We need the probability equation. Here it is called as density function. The density function equation is written like this. You can write it along with me. I will write it in another manner. F of x is nothing but 1 by sigma root of 2 pi. Okay, because this equation is important for us to remember, because certain times they will ask us the mu and sigma value just by giving a formula. That time we require this. 1 by sigma root of 2 pi e raised to minus, we will put a minus sign and write x minus mu the whole square divided by 2 sigma square. This is how you will study for your exam, or whichever is fine for you. If you feel like 1 by 2 into x minus mu the whole square divided by sigma square is fine for you, you study it that way. If you are like 1 by sigma 2 pi e raised to minus of x minus mu divided by 2 sigma square is fine for you, you study it this way. Completely your choice. Okay, its formula is important because they will not ask us to find the value in a word problem, and all will not be there based on this formula. They will actually give a similar kind of formula and ask us to find the value of mu, find the value of sigma. That's how they will ask the question. Okay, it is important. Okay, keep a note of it. If required, I'll just take a copy of this. In the future, instead of writing it, I'll just copy. Yes, done. Fine, people. Done. Done? Yes. Then one by one we will speak about it. Can anyone tell me what is sigma? What is sigma? Standard deviation. What is mu? That is mean. Okay, what is sigma square? That is variance. Okay, yes. Then here one important thing is we will have minus infinity to plus infinity values for x. Okay, till now we were telling that x value is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Correct? Here we will consider all the values from minus infinity to plus infinity. Can anyone tell me the reason for that? We are not talking about success here. We are converting all the values in our own terms. For example, I told you 165 people will be there, right? 165 centimeter is the height, right? Which is having the highest. Many people are over there. So we will, with respect to 165, we will speak. We will say that that middle value is 0. Then whoever is having 164 will go to the left hand side, negative side. Whoever is having 166 will go to the right hand side, the positive side. So it will go like this. Are you getting my point? So that's how we are saying x is having minus infinity to plus infinity values are there. Then symmetry. Tell me, what did I say? Is it symmetrical? Yes, it is always symmetrical and it is perfectly symmetrical. Skewness. What about skewness? Is there any skewness? Zero skewness. There is no skewness at all. Okay. Next one, people. Another Vijay is coming into the picture. Mean, median and mode are what? See. Keep a note of it. Mean, median and mode are same. Will there be bimodal? Two modes are there? No, only one mode is there. It is always having uni mode. Not like our previous people. Only one mode is there. Here mean, median and mode are same. For example, we are finding mu value is equal to 10. Then the question will be, what is the mode? Mode is how much now? That is also 10. Median is how much now? That is also 10. Everything is 10. In our what distribution? Normal distribution. Then shape independence, I already told you, the shape will be independent of the parameters. Okay. Then unimodal. Always it will be unimodal. It has a single peak. Now tell me, how many people, most number of people in India are having an average height of 165. That means mode will be over there 165 itself, right? Yes, that is the meaning. Mean will also be what? 165. Median will also be what? Approximately 165. That is the meaning. Now this is how a graph look like. Okay. Everyone make a note of it. Very important. Because question based on graphs are there for the examination. Make a note of it. If you want, you can draw it. Or if you want to just color it, keep a color of it. Completely your choice. So in the middle, the mean is there, right? Also, who is also there in the middle? Can I say that mode is also there? In the middle, who else is there? Median is also there in the middle. So the mid value is called as what? Mean or the mu. Now, what was our deviation or standard deviation we studied in our chapter 14? It is how much variance is there, how much change is there, how much is deviating from the central value. So I am telling, to the right, the first point is mu plus sigma. That means a deviation of sigma is there. So I added the standard deviation and I wrote the first point is what? Mu plus sigma. Second point is how much? Mu plus 2 sigma. Third point is how much? Mu plus 3 sigma. Fourth point will be how much? Mu plus 4 sigma. Fifth point will be mu plus 5 sigma, etc, etc, etc. It will go on for positive infinity. Okay. Then, if I go to the left, first point is how much? Mu minus sigma. For example, 165 was there. That was the average height. I will reduce what? The standard deviation of the total. Then I will write the second point, mu minus sigma. Then mu minus 2 sigma. Then mu minus 3 sigma. Finally what? Mu minus 4 sigma will be there. 5 sigma will be there. Then etc. etc. goes on till what? The minus infinity. So that's how you will draw a graph. And I will teach you the questions which will come for exam based on this. First one. What is the total area under the graph? People, this is a normal probability curve, right? Total probability is how much? Total probability is how much? 1. We just studied in our last chapter. Total probability is always how much? 1. So the total area under this graph will be how much? 1. Make a note of it, people. Total area under this graph is 1. It will never change. Now I am going to ask everyone a major question which came for exam multiple times. I gave this graph to my niece. Okay. She took the paper and she just gave the graph like this to me. Okay. She tore in the middle itself. She just tore it like in the middle and gave it to me. 2 papers are there, right? Now 2 graphs are there. If you ask me, literally 2 graphs are there. what will be the area in the left hand side? Total area is 1. Then what will be the area in the left hand side? 0.5. What will be the area in the right hand side? 0.5. Another important question. If I cut a normal curve into two parts, one part will have 0.5 area, other part will have 0.5 area. Keep it in your mind. Everyone, keep it in your mind. It is very, very important. Understood that? Now I will ask you another question. Okay. Everyone remember, just like this, I am just drawing one picture in the central itself. Think that it is passing through the center, that line. I am going to ask you a question. When you travel from Bangalore to Chennai, okay, our starting point is Bangalore, or you are starting from some other place, you don't know. One random day in your dream, you are starting from a point, and from that point you travel to Chennai. There, and the meter shown that it went for 100 kilometer. That means your distance up to 100 is how much, people? Up to Chennai will be how much? 100 kilometer. Correct? Distance up to Chennai is how much? 100 kilometer, whatever you have traveled. Now my question is, area from or area up to this middle value will be how much? Can anyone tell me? From minus infinity you are traveling till the middle value. Can anyone tell me how much will be the area? Area up to the middle value. Till here will be always what? 0.5. Okay, can I ask you another question? Area till positive infinity will be how much? From here you are starting, minus infinity you are starting and you are going till plus infinity. So how much is the area? Total area, that is 1. So area up to the mid value, or I will say in the future it is 0. Area up to 0 will be how much? 0.5. Area up to infinity will be how much? That will always be equal to 1. So we studied few things. Total area is 1. If I cut it into two parts, each will be having 0.5, 0.5. Then area up to infinity is how much? 1. That also we studied. Then, in school, in physics and all, have you studied concave and convex lens and all? Concave mirror, convex mirror. Yeah, you will light one candle and keep it and it will pass through one lens and go about and all. You might have studied in the past. Okay. Now, concave and convex means one, look at this curve now. It is coming in this angle, right? But at this particular point, mu minus sigma, it is changing in the other angle. Okay. Then from this curve, it is coming in this angle, but at this point, it is going again in the other way. So that is called as points of inflection. The point at which a concave transition to convex or convex transition to what? Concaves. Which are the points of inflection? Previous year question. Mu minus sigma and mu plus sigma are called as what, people? Points of inflection. Can anyone tell me which will be the bigger value, which will be the smaller value? Mu minus sigma will be a smaller value, mu plus sigma will be a bigger value. Now we will solve some question, then we will come back. Tell me, shape of normal distribution, will it change, people? If I change the parameter, will it change? Does not depends on the parameter. Always it will be what? Bell shaped. Will it become U-shaped? No. You will take the graph and see, oh, now it's U-shaped. No, that is not the case. It will always be bell shaped. Next one, people. Area under the normal curve is how much, people? Yes, total area is how much? Total area is always equal to 1. Next question is over here. Tell me that. The inflection points of normal distribution are 6 and 14. Find the standard deviation. People, inflection points. Which were the inflection point I was telling you? Mu minus sigma and mu plus sigma. So, mu minus sigma is how much? 6. Mu plus sigma is how much? 14. Can you add both and get me the value of sigma and mu? First, you will find mu. Add both. 2 mu will become minus sigma plus sigma will get cancelled off. 6 plus 14 is how much? 20. Mu is equal to how much? 20 by 2, which is equal to 10. But are they asking for the mean? No, they are asking for the standard deviation. Put this 10 over here. That means 10 minus sigma is equal to 6. Sigma is equal to 10 minus 6, which is equal to how much, people? 4. So standard deviation is equal to how much? 4. How much is the variance then? 4 square, which is equal to 16. Well and good. I hope that you understood that. So that is a question based on what? Points of inflection. Then next question for everyone. Find the mean and variance of a random variable x having probability density function like this. So people, it is nothing but they are exponential of. Exponential of means e raised to minus x minus 4 the whole square. The entire thing is divided by what, people? Root pi. That is given in the question. As per the question that is given. Now people, how we will find mean and median, I'll just show you. 1 second, let me, how to paste. There is no option to paste up. What was our general formula now? P of x is how much? P of x is how much? Can anyone tell me?
1.
1 second. I'll just check whether I can paste it. No, paste is not available. Yeah. What was the general formula of our P of x? P of x is how much, people? P of x is equal to 1 by sigma root of 2 pi e raised to minus x minus mu the whole square divided by 2 sigma square. Now, everyone listen very carefully. This is one of the easiest question. How to find the answer. If you get a question like this, you are sorted, you are getting the 1 mark. Now, look here. E raised to minus x minus 4 the whole square is there. Okay, that is as per the question. But our general formula is what? The x minus mu the whole square. Now my question is, instead of mu, who is sitting there? So what will be the mu then? Mu is equal to 4. Done. Directly you are getting the mean. Now we need to find what? Sigma square, right? I'll tell you how to find sigma square. In the denominator, here 1 is there, correct? So 1 is equal to how much? 2 sigma square. From that, can you tell me how much is sigma square? 1 by 2 is equal to sigma square. Sorted. Such an easy question you will get for exam. But the only condition is what? You should remember this. If you don't remember, it is a problem. If you remember it, well and good, you are sorted. Now my question is what? Variance. We got the variance, right? Variance is how much now? 1 by 2. Which option is the answer? 4 comma 1 by 2. How many second answer? 5 second or 6 second answer you will get. But even if you don't write also, it is fine. You can just remember, check your memory and accordingly you can write. Mean is very easy. X minus mu. That is very easy for us to find. X minus mu is nothing but over here. X minus 4. That is 4. Which question you are telling? Soumya, can you tell me? Third step, yes, I'll tell you. You are telling about sigma square, Soumya? Is it regarding sigma square? Please confirm. So here, we will mu, everyone got it. Now, how to find sigma square is, what is the denominator of our question of the power? I mean, power of the question. What is the denominator? 1. 1 is equal to, what is the denominator of our general? That is 2 sigma square. That means 1 should be equal to what? Sigma square. From that, sigma square is equal to how much? 2 goes to the other side, it will become 1 by 2. That's the direct way. Understood, Soumya? We are just equating it. I'll show you more questions. I think I will show you 2 more questions in the future. Okay? Yes. Tell me, which of the following is not a character of normal probability distribution? Not a character, okay? Which is not a character. Is it multimodal? No, it is unimodal. So this is wrong. Which option is the answer then? Option B is the answer. Then this one actually, t-test can be used in which of the sample taken and all. It's actually a single line given in your ICAI book. Based on that, there was a question in the past. This question is that t-test is nothing but we are studying the average of a given data set. So it is done using what? Normal population. Keep a note of it. Not much important. In the future, there is very less chance, but keep a note of it. What if they ask a question? Okay. Just a normal distribution. So t-test is used for what? Studying average. Average of the population, average height, everything can be found using that. Then, next question for all. Wages of workers of a factory follow what? I told you wages, salary, all the things, height of people, weight of people, all the things, marks of students, everything follows what type of distribution? Normal distribution. Why? Wages of the workers is a continuous distribution. Continuous means we have only one option. What is that option, people? That is normal. Discrete means we have two options, binomial or Poisson. Then normal curve is what? It is always symmetrical. Is there any skewness? There is no skewness or zero skewness. Next one. Solunga people, 10-second answer, 5-second answer, 1-second answer. Find the mean is the question. Okay. What is the mean of the given data? 10. Direct answer, because we are directly comparing 10. Then can anyone tell me what is the variance? You will put what? 32 is equal to what? 2 sigma square you will put. That means 16 is equal to sigma square is our variance. What is the standard deviation? Root of 16, which is equal to how much? 4 will be the standard deviation. Very easy. That's the question. They will not ask any problem based on this, because there are word problems based on another concept. That is more important in our day-to-day life also. In the future, we will learn that. If we change the parameters of a dash distribution, the shape of the probability curve does not change. Normal distribution. Now, here is a word called as Gaussian. Gaussian means what? Another name of, yes, Vijay and Joseph Vijay, just like that. Another name of what? Another name of normal distribution. Yes, got it? Next one. Yeah, we are almost at the end. We'll talk about that in some time. Now we have few more concepts. Then this topic is going to get over. Everyone ready for the next one? Everyone find till now? How many parameters? Yes, how many parameters? 2 parameters. Which are those parameters? Mu and variance. Mu and sigma square. This is how you read this term? Mu. Mu. Okay. Yes. Next one, people. This you should study. Rest of it I will not say that you should study it. Okay. Quartile deviation and all I'll say ignore it. I'll tell you why also. This and all, ignore it. We just need to study this. We need to find the quartile 1 and quartile 3. What is quartile 1, people? First quartile we studied. So the formula over here in normal distribution, quartile 1 is nothing but mu minus 0.6745 sigma. Quartile 3 is how much? Mu plus 0.6745 sigma. Do you remember this value somewhere? 0.6745. Do you remember probable error? We studied in chapter number 17. What was the formula for probable error? Yeah. Go and check. Okay. So there also this term is there. 0.6745 into 1 minus r square divided by root n is there, right? So this is the same value over here also. So Q1 is nothing but mu minus 0.6745 sigma. Then Q3 is how much? Mu plus 0.6745 sigma. There were questions in the past. Then what is the sigma, people? Standard deviation. Okay. Then why did I say we will not study quartile deviation for separate formula, mean deviation separate formula? The only reason is this. What is the connection between standard deviation, mean deviation and quartile deviation? What was the formula? 2SD is equal to 2.5. MD is equal to how many QTs? 3 QTs are there, correct? So we will use this formula after finding the sigma value. Okay, we will not use all the formulas. We will not study the other formula. It is not necessary for us. We can use this formula and get the answer. Okay. So standard deviation sigma will be there. Then we can find mean deviation. Then we can find quartile deviation also. It's completely our choice. We studied in chapter 14. The same concept, same type of question is here also. I will show those questions and we will finish it in few minutes. Before that, total area under the normal curve is how much? 1. We know that. From minus infinity to 0, how much is there? 0.5. From middle to plus infinity, how much it will be there? 0.5. So total is how much? 0.5 plus 0.5. How much is it? How much is it? 1. Now, additive property of a normal distribution. Additive property means, can anyone tell me how you will read this? X is a normal variable with parameters mu1 and sigma1 square. And how will you read this? Y is a normal variable with parameters mu2 and sigma2 square. Then people, the additive property is just like this. X plus y is a normal variable with parameters mu1 plus mu2 and sigma1 square plus sigma square. Okay, we will add both. That is the additive property. We have studied additive property in Poisson. We have studied additive property in binomials. Similar to that, we are having additive property in normal. Important. Then can anyone tell me what will be the standard deviation of this? Mu1 square plus mu2 square root will be the standard deviation of x plus y. Very, very important. Keep a note. Done? Can I go for the question? Everyone got a note of it? If so, we are going for the second last clutch. Second last one. Tell me. Without even writing, will you tell me the answer? Please tell me the answer. How much is it? Correct answer. Yeah, it is an additive property, right? X is given. X is a binomial variable with parameter 3 and 36. That is, Y is normal variable with parameter 5, 64. Two independent are there. Two independent normal variables are there. Then we need to find x plus y. X plus y is a binomial variable with parameters. We will add both the cases. It will become what? 5 plus 3 is how much? 8. Then A will be what? A will be 36 plus 64. How much is the answer, people? 100. Then what if the question is for standard deviation? How much will be the answer?
10.
Root 100. Answer will be what? 10. Clear? Clear? Yes. Next one. They are asking for first quartile. First quartile is Q1. What is the formula? I told you mu minus 0.6745 sigma. Now people, can anyone tell me what is the mu value directly? Mu is how much? You can directly say it is 10. Can anyone tell me the value of sigma? So I will say 2 sigma square is equal to 72. Correct? 2 sigma square is equal to 72. From that, sigma square is equal to how much then? 72 by 2 is how much? 36. Then sigma will be how much? Root 36. Answer is what? 6. Now put the values, get me the answer. Mu is how much? 10. Minus 0.6745 into 6. How much is the answer? Get me the answer in calculator. Don't do anything else. 5.95 is the first quartile. Understood, people? Very direct. If you know the formula. If you don't know the formula, don't do it. Go for the next question. Because it is a formula based thing itself. We will not get the answer without formula. Okay? Yes. I hope everyone is done. Yes. Pakka everyone is done. Understood this? Anyone did not understand? Please tell me. Grace, you got it? Niniksha? Yes. Krishika? Then Vishwasri? Then Purna is there. Then Aish is there. Sudarshan, got it this one? Yes. Bhunesh, you got it? Yes. Dinesh? Krishna? Yes, Srimati. Yes, Priyadarshini. Sindhu, you got it. Sakshini. Yes, Akshaya. Yes, Rakshana. Yes, Praveena. Everyone got it. Well and good. Yes. Salingo. Median is how much? Q1 is there, Q3 is there. Do you remember how to find median? What was the median? The average of Q1 and Q3. So how much is the answer? Median is nothing but Q1 plus Q3 divided by 2. Which chapter? Chapter number 14, we studied that. 54.52 plus 78.86 divided by 2. How much is the answer, people?
66.6.
Option C is the answer. Direct answer. Another revision part. Remember, this Sunday exam is there, okay? For which chapters? Chapter 14 and chapter 17. Please write it. Okay. I know that I can't come and force you guys here to write, but please write it. Write, everyone should write it. Please, okay, do it. It is possible. If you write that and all itself, it will be sorted. Eventually, you will be fine with all the concept. When you write the exam after exam after exam, you will be fine with all the concept. And you will be a pro. 1.5 day revision and all will happen that time when your exam is happening. Okay. Try, people. Quartile deviation of a normal distribution with mean is how much? 10. Standard deviation is 4. People, first of all, how to find quartile deviation? Standard deviation is given. How much? SD is equal to 4. We know that. 2SD is equal to 2.5 MD is equal to how many QTs are there, people? 3Q. Now we just require this and this, right? Because they are asking for quartile deviation. So 3QD is equal to how many SD? 2SD. That means QD is equal to how much? 2 into SD is how much, people? 4 divided by what? 3. Now get me the answer. 2.66666, which is the nearest answer as per the option. 2.7. Direct answer. Very easy. Got it? So that is your quartile deviation. We studied median. We studied quartile deviation. We studied how to find Q1. How to find Q2? How to find Q2? How to find Q2? Q2 is nothing but median. Q2 and second quartile and median are same. Okay. What if they ask a question like this? They will ask you to find P50. Percentile 50 is also what? Median. They will ask D5. You'll be like, so D decile is not part of the syllabus in chapter number 16. You will say that, no. D5 is what? Median. Okay, they can interconnect any topic. Next one is Solungo. Very easy. Tell me the answer. In a normal distribution, variance is 16 and value of mean deviation is how much is the question. People, variance is 16 means standard deviation is how much? Root of 16, which is equal to how much? 4. We need to find mean deviation. 2SD is equal to how many MD? 2.5 MD. From that, MD is equal to what? 2SD divided by 2.5, which is equal to 2 into 4 divided by 2.5. 3 point? Everyone got the exact answer? Option B is your answer. So that's your questions from this particular type of things. Now we are going for the final part, the final clutch. Then it will be done, and there we will be doing some new things. Okay, before that I want to tell you certain things with respect to the graph itself. That time nobody asked what is the 68.28 and all, nobody asked, but this is the moment you should know about it, because without knowing this we can go for the next part. Okay, next part is very important. Now first one, everyone listen carefully, the last and final part. Then we have central moments and all. Maybe one question will be there, but in the past, after the syllabus change, there was no questions at all, but we will study that also. Now look here, everyone listen carefully. What is the area, total area under the graph? 1. We know that it is 1. So if I say area up to mu is how much? 0.5. Area up to plus infinity is how much? 1. That also we know. Now look here now. The area between mu minus sigma and mu plus sigma, that area is called 68.27%. Make a note of it, people. You can make a note of this because it is very important. You can keep a note like this. Area between mu minus sigma and mu plus sigma. How much is the area? 0.6828. How 0.6828? Because total area is 1. So 68.28% is how much, people? 0.6828. So make a note of it. Very important. I'll tell you why it is very important. So area between mu minus sigma and mu plus sigma is how much, people? That is 68.28% is the case. Then area between mu minus 2 sigma and mu plus 2 sigma will be how much? 95.46%. Over it is 0.9546. Then area between mu minus 3 sigma and mu plus 3 sigma will be 0.9973. Different books will have different values. Okay, like a decimal value and all can change, but most of the, if a question comes from examination point of view, that value will be given in the question itself, so you don't need to trouble. I'll tell you what if a question comes without the value. I will teach you that also, but till now there was no question, or in the future also there will not be any question which will not give the value. Okay, so that is written over here. Look here, area between mu minus 3 sigma and mu plus 3 sigma, this entire area, all the colors together, is how much? The 99.73. Are you getting my point? Then area between mu minus 2 sigma and mu plus 2 sigma, this much area, that is how much? 95.45 or 95.44 or whatever is given in the question, go with that. Then area between 68.28 or 68.27 percentage, that means it is what, between what and what? Mu minus sigma and mu plus sigma. This area is how much, people? 68.28. Now I will ask everyone a question. Forget that these values are there, okay? Which green color and blue color are there, you forget it. Then I am cutting this into two parts. How much is the area to this side? This side. Can anyone tell me? This will be, total it is 0.6828. So 1/2 will be how much? The 0.3414. This will be how much? 0.3414. Okay, if I cut that alone. Now what if I am cutting this much? It will be what? 95.4 divided by 2. That will be 47 point something or 0.47 something will be there. Okay, 0.47 will be the area. What if I cut this much? This entire thing. That is 0.9973 divided by 2. That will be how much, people? 49 point something. It will be there. Okay, keep it in your mind. We will use that in the future. And the future is here itself. The future is here. The next concept is called as standard normal distribution. Okay, before that, some questions. I'll show you some of the questions under that. Can anyone tell me the answer? For a normal distribution with parameters mu and sigma square, then area between this and this, or probability between mu minus 3 sigma and mu plus 3 sigma is how much, people? 0.9973 or 99.73 percentage area is there. Another question which came from kind of, this we will discuss later. Can anyone tell me the same type of question? X bar, instead of mu they are using what, people, here? X bar, mu plus 3 sigma and mu minus 3 sigma. How much area is there? 99.73 percentage of the area is there. I think that many questions were based on that. If one more, no more will be there. Yes. Now we are going to the standard normal distribution. I'll tell you the importance of standardization. Now, people, when we were conducting our regular everyday test, right? Every day 8-mark test was done all the days, right? Today also it will be there. Every day it was there, correct? Now, if I go to any of my classes, I will have everyday test. Oh yes, everyday test. What is the everyday test? Okay, everyday test will be there. So that is what? That is a standard. Now, if you ask me, whoever attended ArivuPro classes, now everyone expect that in all the subject that everyday test will be there. That is a standard which we are going to keep. That standard should be met. Everyday test should be there. Now, people, I go to Chennai. I'll be conducting what? Everyday test will be there. I go to Kormangala. I'll be conducting what? Everyday test. Then, whatever place I'm going, I'll be doing what? Everyday test. So it is easy for me. I'll just go and check previous question paper which I should send there. I'll send it here. There, everywhere it is a standard. Now think about from a probability point of view. We are considering our probability curve. It is normal curve is always what? Bell-shaped curve. Now I am talking about marks of students in Kormangala. Okay. Then I am talking about marks of students in Malleshwaram or Chennai or Coimbatore or wherever. I am considering marks of different students. I am considering all the marks of the students. Now, if I go and think, oh, this is the case, what to find the probability separately and all, it will take always too much time for me to find the probability. Okay. So what I will do is, I will keep a standard formula or a format. Using the standard format, I'll just put the values of you guys. I'll just type the value. Directly, I will get the probability without even doing calculation all the time. Are you getting? So that's the importance of standardization. If I standardize something, then automatically everything will be easy for us. Now attendance QR, you will scan the QR, right? You're scanning the QR and entering the marks. So it is throughout all the ArivuPro, it will be like standardized, right? One place you will write the name, next place you will not be writing the name. That is not the case. That is standardization. Standardization is important for normal distribution. So that's why we are going to standardize normal distribution. I'll tell you how we are standardizing. The question will be like, oh, probability of x less than 10 is how much? Then you will be starting from the beginning, x and all, you need to calculate. This very difficult. Other than that, what I will do is, I will just standardize my normal curve. Instead of x, I will write it as what? Z. Z is nothing but x minus mu by sigma. Okay? Keep it in your mind. Now, if I am standardizing my normal distribution, I can standardize my normal curve also, right? So, how was the normal curve looking like? Somehow like this. Oh, first time I am drawing correctly. Yes, good. So, it is this normal curve, bell-shaped curve. Then, people, I am standardizing it. Till now, x value was how much over here? It was mu over there, right? X value was how much? Mu plus sigma, mu plus 2 sigma, mu plus 3 sigma, etc., etc. Then mu minus sigma, mu plus minus 2 sigma, etc., etc. till minus infinity. Now, people, I am standardizing z. Instead of x, I will put what? Mu. Mu minus mu divided by sigma. What is the formula for standardization? X minus mu divided by sigma. So, it happens to be what? Mu minus mu divided by sigma. Mu minus mu divided by sigma is how much? 0. Mu minus mu divided by sigma is how much? 0. Then people, second point, mu plus sigma. So instead of x, I will put what? Mu plus sigma minus mu divided by sigma. That is minus mu plus mu cancel. Sigma by sigma is how much? 1. Second point is how much? 1. Third point will be what? 2. Then 3, 4, etc., etc. Likewise, here it will be minus 1. Then minus 2, minus 3, etc., etc. till what? Minus infinity. Here it will be what? Till plus infinity. I hope that everyone understood standardization. Got the point of standardization? So in the future, the question will be like, how many students score less than or equal to 10 marks? What I will do, instead of x, I will accordingly change it. X minus average divided by standard deviation. Then I will plot the curve and find the probability, rather than just finding for individual values. Are you getting my point? Now my first question, what is the area under a standard normal curve?
1.
1. This is not going to change. Then I will change the question. What is area up to 0? Area up to 0 will be what? The middle value, it will be 0.5. Then my next question for each and every one of you. What is area up to 1? Till now we didn't study, but I'll teach you how to do. Everyone knows area up to 0. Area up to 0 is how much? 0.5. Then in the question paper, it will be given area from 0 to 1 will be what? We know that this entire area was how much? 0.6828 something we had, right? So half of that will be how much? 0.3414. So they will give that area from 0 to 1 will be how much? 0.3414. So area up to 1 will be what? 0.5 plus 0.3414. It will be how much? 0.8414 will be the area up to 1. Then area up to 2 will be what? You will find, right? 0.5 plus half of that area, 95.48 something was there, right? Half was that 4.47 something. So 0.5 plus 0.47, which will be how much? 0.97 something you will get. That's how you will find the area. Understood that? Yes, each and everyone understood that? Pakka? No doubt? Sure? Oh, that was the most complicated thing that is sorted. Well and good. Sukita, you got it? Then Sakshini, you got it? Vishtri got it? Everyone got this? Yes, online? Yes, Bhavadarani, Dharani, Lipika, Sharanya. I'll take that and this. Let me finish it. Then we will do that. Saumya got it? Sorted. Okay? So actually it will take a lot of time to explain that part. If that is sorted in the first time, then it is sorted. Now we will sort it with the question. Then you will understand it better. Now, the questions will be like that. Can anyone tell me, for example, we'll talk about the marks of the students when we are going to plot. I want to find the probability of students. Probability of students. question is like this. Probability of students getting marks less than 5 will be the question. Okay. First of all, I will standardize. How will I standardize P of X? I will write it as X minus mu divided by sigma less than 5 minus mu divided by sigma. Then people, the question will be like this. They will say, the average mark of the class is 5. Usual average is how much? 5. So I will write P of Z less than 5 minus 5 and the standard deviation is 2.5. Okay. So it will be written as what the Z is less than 5 minus 5 is how much? 0. So divided by 0, 2.5 is what? 0. So look here. It will be like Z less than 0. I will say it is area up to 0. So what is the probability? Area up to 0 will be, that is the probability of students getting marks less than 0.5. That's how we are going to find the answer. But in the question paper, it will be written like this. So this A minus mu divided by sigma is there, right? For example, it is like P of X is less than A. I can write it as P of Z is less than A minus mu divided by sigma. I will be writing it as area up to K. In our question, it was written as what? Area up to 0. Okay. Yes, that is the first type. Based on that, we will solve one question. Then we will come back over here. Then it will be done in few minutes. Okay. Yes. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Look here. If the area of the standard normal distribution between 0 and 1 is 0.3412, that is given in the question, then the value of area up to 2. People, sorry, area up to 1. Area up to 1 is nothing but area up to 0 plus area from what to what? From 0 to 1. Area up to 0 is how much? 0.5. Area from 0 to 1 is given in the question. How much is it? 0.3412. How much is the answer? 0.8412. Looking at that, which option is the answer? Option B is the answer. I hope that everyone understood this. Pakka got it? Yes. This is one of the most complicated things. Hopefully, everyone is getting it. And always remember, whatever may be the question, at the end of the day, area up to means you will cut them into different parts and it will be given in the question also. I'll show you that also, how to, if the question is complicated, how to get the answer. That also I'll show you in some time. Then, yeah, that was the question, first type. Then we will go for the second type of question. Second type of question is also there, but very rare, if you ask me. Now, look here. They will give a range. Range will be like, for example, the question will be like, we are talking about the marks of the 8 marks test. Okay. The marks is between how many probability of students getting marks between 2 and how much you want? 6. Put it 6. Probability of students getting marks between 2 and 6. So then you will write it as what? You will standardize it. 2 minus mu by sigma less than X will become what, people? Z, because standard variable it will become less than 6 minus mu divided by sigma. Then they are telling the average is 2. Average is 2. Let it be 2. Then you will write it as what? And the standard deviation is also 2. Average is 2 and standard deviation is also 2. Randomly I am putting. So it will become what? 2 minus 2 divided by 2 less than Z less than what, people? Z less than, for 6 minus 2 is how much? 4. 4 by 2 is how much, people? 2. So that is P of 0 less than Z less than 2. Okay. Then how will you write it is area up to 2 minus area up to 0. Area up to 2 will be given in the question. That will be given as 0.97 something. It will be given in the question. Minus 0.5. How much is it, people? 0.47 will be your answer. That is written over here, people. Whenever a range is given, we will standardize like this. Z and K1 and K2. K1 and K2 is nothing but what, people? A minus mu by sigma and B minus mu by sigma. We will accordingly write it. We will get the answer within 5 or 6 seconds. Very easy questions. Then, look here. Area up to minus 1. How can I write it? I can write it as 1 minus area up to 1. Then area up to minus 2. How will I write it? 1 minus area up to 2. Area up to minus 3. How will I write it? 1 minus area up to 3. So in general, you can write it as area up to a negative number can be written as 1 minus area up to the positive number of that. Okay. So that was the final one. And standard normal distribution after standardization, the mean is 0. Okay. In a standard normal distribution, mu is 0. In a standard deviation, it is how much? It is always equal to 1. Both these are previous year questions. Okay, tell me that. Variance of a standard normal distribution will be how much? Standard deviation is 1, then variance also is equal to 1 square, which is equal to 1. Look here, standard deviation is 1, then variance is how much? 1. Mean is how much? 0. Next question. Now, can anyone tell me the answer? Using your knowledge of chapter 14, central tendency and dispersion, especially dispersion, inside dispersion quartiles. You want to go little more deep, Q1, Q2 and Q3. Option C, first quartile and third quartile are equidistant from mean. Why mean? Why mean? Because in normal distribution, mean is equal to what? Median. Median is always what? Second quartile. So first quartile and third quartile are always equidistant from our median as well as the Q2. Make a note of it, people. Very good, Sugurda. The first and third quartiles are equidistant from the mean. Now look here. They are telling first and second quartile are equidistant from median. People, second quartile itself is median. Can it be equidistant from itself? No. Gone. Second quartile and third quartile are equidistant from median. Second quartile itself is median. There is no equidistance. That person itself is median. Okay. Then none of the above is not possible. Which option is the answer? Option C is the answer. Next one is over here. Inga parango. For a certain type of mobile, the length of time between charges of the battery is normally distributed with a mean hours of 50. That means mu is equal to how much? 50. Standard deviation is 15 hours. That means sigma is how much? 15. Then a person on one of these mobiles wants to know the equidistance means equal distance. Equal distance. Okay. Then wants to know the probability that the length of the time will be between P of X will be between 50 and what? 70. Now people, can I standardize it? How will I standardize it? It will become P of 50 minus mu by sigma less than Z less than 70 minus mu by sigma. Now people, how much is the mu value over here? 50. P of 50 minus 50 divided by 15 less than Z less than 70 minus 50 divided by 15. People, 50 minus 50 is how much? 0. Less than Z less than 70 minus 50 is how much? 20. 20 by 15 is how much? 1.33333. So I can write it as area up to 1.333 minus area up to 0. People, as I told before, area up to that value will always be given in the question. Area up to 1.333 is given in the question. How much is it? 0.9082 minus 0.5. How much is the answer? 0.4082. Which option is the answer? Option C is the answer. Understood? This is the worst question which can come. If you don't know the basic idea of our change of area or area up to, you will never answer this. But how easy is it? Within 10 seconds or 20 seconds, you can use the calculator and get it. Now, if you ask me, without even using it, you can directly go for the option. This minus this will give you what? Only one possibility is there. That is option C. Without even doing all this, you can directly go for that because of the given things. Final question. X be a normal distribution with mean 2.5 and variance 1. P of A less than X less than 2.5 is equal to how much, people? 0.4772. Okay, we will standardize it. Okay, A P of A minus mu divided by sigma less than Z less than 2.5 minus mu divided by sigma, which is equal to 0.4772. Mean is given 2.5. Standard deviation is also 1. That means P of A minus 2.5 divided by 1. This is A. Less than Z less than 2.5 minus 2.5 is how much, people? 0. So less than 0, which is equal to 0.4772. Now people, we need to find the value of A. What can be the possible value of A? Because read the question carefully. Read it very carefully. Cumulative normal probability value at 2. That means up to 2 is given. 0.9775. That means somehow this should become 2. It can be negative 2 or it can be positive 2. That option only will be the answer. That's what I told. We can use option just to get the answer. People, think about it. If I put 0.5, 0.5 minus 2.5 will become what? Minus 2. That is a possibility. If I put 3, it will become 0.5. That is not a possibility. If I put minus 3.5, it will become what? Minus 3.5 minus 2.5 will become what? 6. Not a possibility. Minus 4.5 minus 2.5 will become what? Minus 7. That is not a possibility. Looking at that, only one option is there. Option E. Okay. Now I will prove it whether it is correct or not. Our assumption is correct or not. Put it over here. Option hit. P of 0.5 minus 0.25 less than Z less than 0, which is equal to 0.74772. So this can be written as what, people? P of minus 2 less than Z less than 0. So how can I write it? Phi up to 0 minus of phi up to order minus 2, which is equal to 0.442, or area up to 2. This can be written as what? Any negative number is inside the area means you will write it as 1 minus. So which is nothing but area up to 0 is how much? 0.5 minus of 1 minus phi of 2, which is equal to 0.4772. Check whether you are getting LHS and RHS are same or not. Check whether LHS and RHS are same. Phi of 2 is how much? Phi of 2 is 0.9772. That means 0.5 minus 1 plus 0.9772. So which is equal to 0.4772, which is your required RHS. That means option hitting is also correct. Option is the answer. But you don't need to do the option hitting. You can check which option is making it 2. Other than that, you don't need to do anything. Directly you can go for the answer. So that's your final question. And I told you regarding some central moments, right? This one is very rare from exam point of view, but you should remember this because theory questions can come from this. First central moment represent mean deviation. Make a note. Along with me, you can make a note. Whatever I say, you should make a note. First central moment is what? Mean deviation. Okay, mean deviation is called as the central moment. First one. For binomial, Poisson and normal, it is 0. So first central moment is 0 for everyone. Very important. So what if they ask first central moment? Answer is what? 0. Is for all of the people. For binomial, for Poisson, for normal, everyone it is 0. Then second central moment. Second central moment represent variance. What was the variance of our binomial distribution? NPQ. Do you remember? NPQ was the variance. So second central moment is NPQ. Keep a note of it. It is what? For binomial. Then Poisson it is what? M. We already studied. Then for normal it is what? Sigma squared. So these are the things, people. Keep a note of it. Binomial it is NPQ. Poisson it is M. And for normal it is what? Sigma squared. Then it represents what? Variance. Then third central moment represents skewness. Skewness means what? Asymmetry. Now randomly I will ask a question. For normal distribution, asymmetry is how much? Normal it is how much? 0. There is no skewness. So directly you can write skewness is equal to 0. For our binomial, it is NPQ into Q minus P. Make a note of it. NPQ into Q minus P, or you can write it as NPQ into 1 minus 2P. How will it become 1 minus 2P? Because Q is what? 1 minus P. So I'll put it over there. That means 1 minus P will become 1 minus 2P. NPQ into 1 minus 2P. And for Poisson, it is M itself, the given variable or the parameter m itself is for what? For our Poisson. Then the final one, you don't need to study this. You can just keep a note of it. Fourth central moment represent kurtosis. Kurtosis means the length of the width of the tail. When we draw the graph, for example, I am drawing a normal curve. Okay, normal curve I am randomly drawing here. So for example, here this width, right? Whatever is the width of the tail, that is called as kurtosis. Okay, not important for you. Just keep it in your mind. A question can only come from this one. For normal distribution, fourth central moment is this one. 3 into sigma raised to 4. Keep a note. A question can be there from that. Formula, just the formula. 3 into sigma raised to 4. With that, a normal distribution having mean 2, variance is 4. Fourth central moment is how much is the question? Fourth central moment mu 4 is how much? 3 into sigma raised to 4. People, variance is given 4. Then standard deviation will be sigma will be how much? Root 4, which is equal to 2. That means 3 into 2 raised to 4. How much is it? 3 into 16, which is equal to how much, people? 48. That is your normal distributions fourth central moment. With that, we are going for the last and final question of our 25, how many days that? 25 days of our journey. We are going to wind up with the final question, and that final question is somewhere over. Oh, we missed this question. We'll do that also. Second last question now. Okay, fine. Which question is it? Somewhere over here it is there. Poisson is here. Then we will go for binomial somewhere. We need to find the third central moment of binomial distribution. Third central moment of binomial distribution formula is what? NPQ into 1 minus 2P or Q minus P. Whatever it is there, you can write. Now people, variance is how much? NPQ is equal to 3. NP is how much? NP is equal to 4. From that, can I write 4Q is equal to 3? Q is equal to how much then? 3 by 4. Then P is equal to how much then? 1 by 4. We have all the values. Okay, substitute over here. Mu 3 is nothing but this. NPQ, we already have the value. How much is it? 3. 1 minus 2 into 1 by 4. Which is equal to how much? 3 into 1 minus 2 by 4 is how much now? 1 by 2. How much is the answer then? 3 by 2 is the clear, huh? Pakka. Done. Which option is the answer? Option C is the answer. I hope that everyone got this. Done. So this was a PYQ. This particular thing was a PYQ, and there is a high chance that they will ask a third central moment. Third central moment represent what? Skewness, huh? Third central moment represent what? Skewness. Oh, don't forget that. For third central moment of our normal distribution is how much then? 0. Okay, keep it in your mind. Then people, they are asking for if Poisson variate of E of x is equal to 1. E of x is equal to 1 means what? Poisson variable parameter is equal to what? 1. M is equal to 1. Then they are asking for P of x greater than 1. P of x greater than 1 can be written as what, people? 1 minus P of x less than or equal to 1. So that are the possibilities. Tell me, 1 minus P of x is equal to 0 is there, plus P of x is equal to 1 is there. Now 1 minus P of x is equal to 0. How can I write? E raised to minus m raised to 0 divided by 0 factorial plus e raised to minus m into m raised to 1 divided by what factorial, people? 1 factorial. Now m is anyway 1. So can I write it as 1 itself over here? Now how much are there then? 1 minus. This is also 1. This is also 1. E raised to minus m plus e raised to minus m will become what? 2 into e raised to minus 1. So which is the answer, people? 1 minus 2 raised to minus 1. So thank you, people. Our class is done. Thank you. Everyone study well, prepare well for examination, and if anything is required at any part of examination and all, please reach out to me. I'll always be happy to help you out. Okay, then sir, I texted you, sir, then you never replied, sir. Don't do that. Put another text, because you can imagine thousands of students are texting. I'm not joking, literally thousands are texting. Sometimes I'll miss out. So that time, please put another message. Don't delete the message. Oh, the person deleted the message and ran away. Don't do that. None of you should do it. Just put one more message. Whenever I see it, I'll reply to you and I'll solve the doubts. And if you want any revision session or something, always reach out. I'll be happy to do that. Okay. So going forward, what all things we will be doing is, whoever is writing September attempt, you have enough time. You will have one more marathon, revision, workout, and everything will be there. Whoever is, if someone is writing May attempt, so I'll be doing some more revision session and all. Do the workbook, completely do the workbook again and again. It will help you out. Then, if anything is there, always reach out. Can we go for the exam?